At 2 p.m., we get Theoretical. At 4 p.m., we get whatever Russo and Rizzo do. Tune in to ESPN 1063 all day for the perfect sports roller coaster.
Racetrack is proud to support our local high school football teams. Whether it's Friday night lights or tailgate parties, Racetrack has whatever gets you going to fuel all the gridiron excitement this fall. Grab your favorite snacks, crispy chips, delicious Nathan's hot dogs, sweet treats, or our house-made pizza slices. Don't forget to quench your thirst with a variety of ice-cold drinks. Racetrack, your one-stop shop to fuel your football Fridays.
Tina, I've been looking everywhere for you.
Hey, Colin, what's up?
How's the gym?
It's been great. I'm seeing results. My sports-certified Vitacost products have made a world of difference.
Oh, same. Isn't it great? Vitacost is basically the reason I've been able to keep up with Ironman training. Everything you need is in one place for my BCAAs, protein, and electrolytes. Best part, it's all clean and free of banned substances.
Go re-up on your supplements today. Visit Vitacost.com and use code ESPN20 for 20% off. Level up your game with Vitacost.
The season is kicking off. Keep your home in the win column with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can score 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong on the field, not in your living room. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8-star rating, EDS is trusted as the MVP, and it has been since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Kick off your game day comfort and don't sweat the small stuff.
We interrupt our regularly scheduled program for this special presentation of Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN 1063. The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 1063.
Oh, it's a cannon shot! Go ahead and give him the goal of the week!
This is the Inter Miami pregame show, live from the ESPN West Palm studios. Here's Mike Rizzo.
We are live from Bank of America Stadium here in Charlotte. Welcome on in, folks, to your Inter Miami pregame show. I am your host, Mike Rizzo, and I actually will be on the call for tonight's game as well. The voice of the Inter Miami Herons, Ken LaVicka, is on assignment, so we are live here at Bank of America Stadium. My OG, on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez, to my right, and we are ready for some Inter Miami football. Now, the last time we saw our Herons on the pitch, it did not end the way that Lionel Messi and the Herons would have liked. Inter Miami had a chance at some silverware against Seattle. It was the League's Cup final in Seattle. The Sounders, who managed to win the game 3-0. That was the last time we saw our Herons on the pitch. And the last time Inter Miami played an MLS game was against DC United 3 weeks ago. So last week he had the international break, no games at all. We've been in international break for a long time. We'll update you on what Lionel Messi did during that international break with Argentina. He was a goal-scoring maestro in his last game at home in Argentina, so we'll go over that here in the pregame show. But the last two games for Inter Miami have been 0-1-1, a draw and a loss, that loss dating back to League's Cup. But Lionel Messi in the starting lineup tonight, and I do have the starting 11s here on hand. Let's get right into it for the Herons first. It's going to be a 4-4-2. Now, I speculated that it could be a 4-2-3-1 tonight on Pink Smoke, on our football show, Pink Smoke, every Wednesday. Myself, Damian Perez, we talk everything Inter Miami. We talk everything world football. We kind of speculated that it was going to be a 4-2-3-1 with Luis Suarez being suspended after spitting on a Seattle staffer, and with the plethora of injuries. We'll get to the injury report in just a second. But there are 5 players unavailable for Inter Miami coming up tonight. So I thought with the injuries and the lack of Suarez and maybe the lack of striker up top that they would go 4-2-3-1 and start Tadeo Allende at that striker position. But Coach Mascherano going with the 4-4-2 tonight. The 4-4-2 is this. Oscar Ustari, obviously between the sticks. When he is healthy, he is Mascherano's go-to goalkeeper. But the 4 defenders in the back from left to right, Jordi Alba, Maxi Falcone, Toto Aviles, and Ian Frey. Obviously, Jordi Alba, household name at left back. Maxi Falcone is a household name for Coach Mascherano at center back. And then Toto Aviles getting the call. He will be playing over the likes of Gonzalo Lujan, Noah Allen, who we've seen in that position before. But Toto Aviles getting a big call today for the second center back position alongside of Falcone. And then Ian Frey coming off of the right as the right back. Now, Marcelo Weigant, we've seen him play here more than often at the right back position. But I think Coach Mascherano wants Ian Frey's athleticism as we get into the game against Charlotte, because Charlotte, they like to run. They like to hit you on the counter. And I think Coach Mascherano is taking that into consideration, having the fast and athletic Ian Frey at right back. Let's move on to the midfield. The 4 in the midfield from left to right: Telasco Segovia, Sergio Busquets, Yannick Bright, and Rodrigo De Paul. I think Segovia is a no-brainer coming off of the left. I thought maybe in a 4-3-3 he would be that centralized attacking midfielder, but in a 4-4-2 setup, Segovia and that inverted right foot coming off of the left makes a lot of sense. Sergio Busquets will be playing his usual role, that holding DM position. He'll come up every now and then for his always dangerous lob passes, his through balls, but Busquets holding down the defensive pivot at the left central defending midfield position. And then Yannick Bright at the right central defending midfield position, but he'll be going box to box. Bright will be going box to box. He'll be defending on the back half. He'll be joining the attack. He'll be making passes around the box. Yannick Bright is the do-all Swiss Army knife, I like to call, for Inter Miami. And then Rodrigo De Paul off the right, which, listen, with no Fafa Pico, with no Luis Suarez, with no Baltasar Rodriguez, and Tadeo Allende having to play up top, I think this makes the most sense. De Paul, similar to Yannick Bright, I think is another Swiss Army knife on the team, but De Paul does more in front of goal. He's more clinical in scoring. He's better with passes. So I think it's the players that are going to be playing up front for Mascherano and going to be dangerous with the ball tonight: Segovia, Allende, Messi, De Paul, and obviously we know Jordi Alba likes to join the attack. But before we get into how I think the lineup is going to shake out, let's finish it out with the 2 strikers up top. No shocker, Lionel Messi is playing that right striking position. I think he's going to kind of switch into that false 9 kind of role, which we see him do. He likes to have the ball on his feet. He likes to create magic. He'll be playing Tadeo Allende, who is the left striker, in on goal. Allende will probably be playing that advanced forward, attacking striker coming up tonight. But Messi and Allende, those are the strikers up top. Once again, Alba, Falcone, Aviles, Frey, those are your defenders. Segovia, Busquets, Bright, and De Paul. And then your 2 strikers up top, Allende and Messi. A little bit more on the lineup: Jordi Alba, Telasco Segovia, Tadeo Allende, Lionel Messi, Rodrigo De Paul. Those are going to be your main focal point when it comes to attacking. I see Sergio Busquets holding in that central defensive pivot. I see him making his passes, but not straying too far from that midfield spot. And then Falcone, Aviles, and Frey, they're going to be the 3 at the back that are trying to, bar the door, that are going to try to make sure teams are going to be able to hit Inter Miami on the counter, which we have seen in the past. So that's kind of how I think this lineup's going to shake out. Once again, Alba, Segovia, Allende, Messi, De Paul, those are going to be the attackers going up front. And then Messi sliding into that false 9 role, having the ball at his feet, playing in Allende, playing in Segovia, having that pass back to his enforcer, Rodrigo De Paul. I like the lineup tonight. I know I said I speculated the 4-2-3-1, but I see the vision for Coach Mascherano as they're taking on the hottest team in the MLS. I want to stress that again. Charlotte is the hottest team in the MLS. They have won 8 MLS games in a row. And in their last 10 games, they are 8-1-1, dating back to June 28th. And since July 12th, they've went from 10th place all the way up to 3rd place, and they have a chance to make some history tonight. If Charlotte indeed beats our Inter Miami Herons, they will tie the Seattle Sounders for the second largest winning streak in MLS history. Now, Seattle holds the record in the modern era. But before the modern era, the LA Galaxy actually held the longest win streak with 15. But that was from 1978 to 1998. But since the quote-unquote modern era and the league's post-shootout era, Seattle actually has the longest winning streak with 9. Charlotte can tie that tonight if they are able to achieve victory against our beloved Inter Miami Herons. But a 4-4-2 for the Herons tonight. Let's get you those reserves. The backup goalkeeper, as always, is going to be Rocco Rios Novo. We've seen Yarborough, the American goalkeeper, be on the bench at moments, but Rios Novo is getting the call at keeper at the backup spot tonight. Your other reserves, Gonzalo Luan, Marcelo Wagon, Noah Allen, Ryan Saylor, Santiago Morales, and Daniel Pinter. Want to update you guys on who Daniel Pinter is, because he is the most recent signing for Inter Miami. Inter Miami signed Daniel Pinter from their MLS Next Pro Team Inter Miami CF2. How about that? MLS Next Pro Team Inter Miami CF2, which basically, I don't want to compare it to a youth academy, but he's a young player who might get an opportunity to play striker tonight. Alan Abando, who Inter Miami signed from the Ecuadorian side Barcelona. Alan Abando is also a player from Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid, one of the top-tier teams in Spain in the La Liga division in the top flight. Atletico Madrid always finishing top 4th in La Liga and competing in Champions League. We all know that Alan Abando has all the talent in the world. The sad part is he has just not been able to stay healthy. And with him unavailable for the game tonight and Luis Suarez unavailable for the game tonight, you technically have no strikers on the roster. Now, I think Coach Mascherano set up this roster in a great way where Allende and Messi, these two are able to play the position, but technically Allende is a right winger and or rather left wing, right wing. Allende could play it all on the wings, and then Messi, Messi is a mixture of a right winger, an attacking midfielder, and a striker. But you got two guys who aren't necessarily strikers playing up top tonight. So I think the move to sign Daniel Pinter from the MLS Next Pro Team Inter Miami CF2 makes a lot of sense, and he is available off the bench tonight. This is your Inter Miami pregame show. We are powered by your local South Florida Audi dealer. Folks, visit AudiUSA.com to learn more. That is AudiUSA.com to learn more. Test drive that brand new, beautiful Q6 e-tron today at your local South Florida Audi dealer. And the next time Inter Miami is home, pull into that lot in South Florida in style. Let's take our first time out of the program. Once again, your Inter Miami pregame show. Mike Rizzo holding things down, and I will be on the call tonight. 7:30, we're getting the ball rolling from Bank of America Stadium. Inter Miami and Charlotte. More coverage when we return.
Not all moves reflect your lifestyle. At Safebound Luxury, we provide white glove services tailored for high-end homes, fine art, and designer furnishings. Our expert team ensures every piece is packed, transported, and placed with precision and care. If you're relocating a residence that deserves more than a basic move, schedule your private consultation today at safeboundluxury.com to experience the difference. This isn't just a move. This is the art of moving.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121, or visit tworld.com today.
A bicycle kick is a risky move, and risky can be exciting for soccer, but not for your money. PNC Bank believes boring is better. It's the smart and steady way to manage your finances and save the excitement for all you want to do in life. See how at pnc.com/brilliantlyboring. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865 and proud to sponsor Inter Miami CF radio broadcasts. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Touchdown!
Racetrack is proud to support our local high school football teams. Whether it's Friday night lights or tailgate parties, Racetrack has whatever gets you going to fuel all the gridiron excitement this fall. Grab your favorite snacks, crispy chips, delicious Nathan's hot dogs, sweet treats, or our house-made pizza slices. Don't forget to quench your thirst with a variety of ice-cold drinks. Racetrack, your one-stop shop to fuel your football Fridays.
Football season is here, and the ultimate game day headquarters is Twin Peaks. Whether it's college Saturdays or NFL Sundays, catch every kickoff, every touchdown, every Hail Mary right here at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. From scratch-made favorites to ice-cold 29-degree draft beers, Twin Peaks is delivering all the winning plays. Looking for a stronger lineup? No one does game day like Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks, come for the game, stay for the experience.
Hey, it's Theo Dorsey. My favorite time of year is here, football season. And if you're a fan of football, you need to be playing Prize Picks. It's simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. Will Saquon Barkley have more or less than 1 rushing touchdown? Will Joe Burrow throw more or less than 2.5 passing touchdowns? If your picks are right, you can cash in. Prize Picks also puts their users first, so all withdrawals are fast and safe and secure. They offer Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account all football season. We make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Download the app today and use code THEOD to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code THEOD to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the Inter Miami pregame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
We are live at Bank of America Stadium with your Inter Miami pregame show. Welcome on in to segment number 2 of the program. Inter Miami and Charlotte doing battle here in Charlotte. Inter Miami trying to get back to their winning ways, 0-1-1 in their last 2 fixtures, losing Leagues Cup to Seattle 3-0, and then the last MLS fixture drawing DC United on the road 1-1. Let's get to know thy opponent a little bit as Inter Miami takes on Charlotte. I mentioned that Charlotte FC, the Crown, as they call themselves, they are on an 8-game win streak. If they beat our Herons tonight, they will tie the Seattle Sounders for the for the largest winning streak in the MLS modern era. So a couple of things to look out for Charlotte there and their almost legendary win streak. Also, if a couple of things go Charlotte's way, I am on charlottefootballclub.com, by the way. I'm on Charlotte FC website. They say if Charlotte FC are able to secure a win over Inter Miami on Saturday, the Crown and its faithful will have a late night to see if a playoff spot can be clinched. In part 1 of the scenario, it'll involve a victory against Inter Miami, but the Crown will also need the New York Red Bulls to drop points on the road against Portland. So if New York loses to Portland and Charlotte beats Inter Miami, there's a chance that Charlotte can clinch a playoff spot. And then scenario number 2, it's an easier end of this scenario, as the Red Bulls are sputtering their way to the end of the season, having only won 3 of their last 10 matches, which currently has them below the MLS playoff line. New York also sputtering on the road, only winning once in their 14 regular season away matches. A long trip to Portland, Oregon likely will not stop the skid. The Timbers, on the other hand, very strong with a 6-3-5 record at Providence Park in the regular season. So Charlotte two scenarios where they can move on to the playoffs if they beat Inter Miami tonight. But the Herons, on the flip side, they need to make up games. Inter Miami currently is sitting 3 to 4 games, really, behind everybody on the table. This has to do with them playing at the FIFA Club World Cup, Leagues Cup, CONCACAF Champions Cup. So, when you play in these competitions, you got to reschedule MLS games. Inter Miami has an MLS game coming up on Tuesday. Folks, it's Saturday today. Inter Miami has another MLS game coming up on Tuesday. So, just to put things in perspective, the reason Charlotte is able to clinch tonight for a playoff spot and not Inter Miami is because of the games played. Some more news for Charlotte. Pep Biel, one of their best attackers up top, who is second in the MLS on the MLS assist charts. He is back tonight. He's missed the last couple of matchups for Charlotte, the last couple of MLS games. Now, Charlotte did play in Leagues Cup. They fizzled out of Leagues Cup, did not make it to the knockout round. But Pep Biel is going to be back for Charlotte tonight. And in his stead, Idan Toklamadi, the young Israeli striker, has really had some success up top. He has 7 goals in 11 MLS games. So Idan Toklamadi really putting his best foot forward for Charlotte. Some more other things for Charlotte and Inter Miami. Inter Miami leads the all-time series 4-2. So 4 wins for Inter Miami, 2 draws, and 2 losses for Inter Miami. They have played 8 times. 4-2 is Inter Miami's record. The last win that Charlotte has had over Inter Miami came back in 2023. And believe it or not, the 1-0 victory back in 2023 secured Charlotte a spot in the playoffs. So I don't want to say it's eerily similar tonight, but I just got done telling you, fine folks, that if Charlotte is able to win and things go their way in the nightcap games, they might be dancing in the playoffs already, being third on the table and on an 8-game win streak. But this is your Inter Miami pregame show. We are powered by your local South Florida Audi dealer, AudiUSA.com to learn more. That is AudiUSA.com to learn more. Let's go through the starting 11 for Charlotte. I'll get you that Inter Miami starting 11 again, but I do have the Charlotte one available to you all. Kahlina will be in goal. Kahlina in goal for Charlotte. Now, I want to make something clear, too. Former Inter Miami Heron, Drake Callender, really longtime goalkeeper for Inter Miami, Drake Callender, is now on Charlotte. So Charlotte getting Drake Callender via trade. Now, Callender unavailable tonight. He was still dealing with the hernia. I believe that's still what's going on there. Before he left Inter Miami, Drake Callender was dealing with that hernia injury. But Kahlina will be getting the start in goal tonight for Charlotte. And then from left to right, your defenders for Charlotte, you got Jacqueline Marshall-Ruddy starting at left back, Adelson Malanda at left center back, Tim Ream at right center back, and then Nathan Byrne playing right back. So Marshall-Ruddy, Ream, Malanda, and Byrne, the 4 defenders for Charlotte tonight. A 4-3-3, by the way, a 4-3-3. And those are your 4 defenders with Kahlina in goal for Charlotte. And then your midfielders for the crown tonight, Brant Bronico, Jabril Diani, and Ashley Westwood. So Bronico, Diani, and Westwood, the midfield. And then up top, the always dangerous. Listen, you guys know I love our Inter Miami Herons. I'm Inter Miami till I die. But Wilfred Zaha is a fun player. And Zaha is coming off of the right side as a right winger tonight for Charlotte. Wilfred Zaha, former Manchester United Red Devil, former Crystal Palace legend, a Centurion for Crystal Palace in the Premier League. Zaha has 5 assists on the year and 7 goal-scoring contributions on the year. So the always dangerous Wilfred Zaha coming off the right. I talked about Idan Toklamadi, the young Israeli Julian Stryker. 7 goals in the last 11 MLS games for Idan Tokolomadi. He will be getting the call at striker. And then Kerwin Vargas playing left wing tonight. So once again, Byrne, Malanda, Ream, Marshall Ruddy, and Kalinia in goal. Bronico, Diani, and Westwood. And then up top, Zaha, Tokolomadi, and Vargas. That is the starting 11 for Charlotte tonight. Now, the reserve players for Charlotte, I mentioned Drake Callender dealing with injury. So the backup goalkeeper for Charlotte tonight will be David Bingham. And then the other players, Andrew Privet, Bill Pony Tulamoa, Nick Scardina, Eric Williamson, Nicolo Pekovic, Pep Beal, Tiger Smalls, Leo Abada. And Pep Beal, who we mentioned in that first segment, he is second in on the MLS assist charts, one of the better players for Charlotte, game in and game out. Pep Beal, who has not played in the last couple of matches for Charlotte, he will be coming off the bench. I assume we'll probably see Pep Beal at about that 60 mark. We all know if you watch World Football, that 60 mark is where where coaches like to make substitutions. And gaffer for Charlotte, Dean Smith, I think is going to want to get one of his star players on the field sooner rather than later. Once again, this is the Inter Miami pregame show. We are live at Bank of America Stadium. My OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez, to my right. My good friend Colin Russo, back at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. And I am Mike Rizzo. I will be on the call tonight, handling pregame, halftime, and postgame, and doing a little bit of everything on a beautiful football Saturday from Charlotte. Let's take our second time out of the program. When we return, we'll get you ready for the start of Inter Miami and Charlotte here at Bank of America Stadium. You're listening to the Inter Miami Radio Network.
The season is kicking off. Keep your home in the win column with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can score 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong on the field, not in your living room. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8-star rating, EDS is trusted as the MVP, and it has been since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Kick off your game day comfort and don't sweat the small stuff.
Putting the ball behind the keeper takes lots and lots and lots of tireless work that leads to something brilliant. It's the same with PNC Bank. They take a smart, practical approach with your money so you can score brilliant financial goals. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865 and proud banking sponsor of Inter Miami CF radio broadcasts. Visit pnc.com/brilliantlyboring. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Safebound Moving and Storage is growing. We're looking for new movers and drivers who lead by example, show up ready, and take pride in their work. If you're dependable, willing to learn, and thrive in a fast-paced environment, you'll fit right in. This isn't just a job, it's a career. Do you have what it takes? If so, visit safeboundmoving.com to apply today. Safeboundmoving.com.
What's the Anna Jar and Levine difference? If you're the victim of a car crash, you will always speak to a lawyer. You'll always get the highest standard of care from our dedicated legal team, and we'll always fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. That's the Anna Jar and Levine difference. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Don't wait. Call 1-800-747-FREE. In office, West Palm Beach.
The road is calling. Embrace the thrill of the drive with the fully electric Audi Q6 e-tron. Featuring effortless power, serious acceleration, and advanced Audi tech. The next chapter of Audi is here. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
You lather, rinse, moisturize, and repeat. At this point, you're practically training for the Shower Olympics. But here's the twist. It's not your shampoo's fault, it's your water. Hard water leaves a mineral residue that clogs your pores and dries out your hair. Culligan water softeners remove damaging minerals, revitalizing brittle hair and dry skin. Upgrade your shower system today for only $79 a month. Visit Culligan.com for more information or just say,
"Hey, Culligan man!"
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121, or visit tworld.com today.
Hey, it's Theo Dorsey. My favorite time of year is here, football season. And if you're a fan of football, you need to be playing Prize Picks. It's simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. Will Saquon Barkley have more or less than 1 rushing touchdown? Will Joe Burrow throw more or less than 2.5 passing touchdowns? If your picks are right, you can cash in. Prize Picks also puts their users first, so all withdrawals are fast and safe and secure. They offer Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account all football season. We make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Download the app today and use code THEOD to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code THEOD to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the Inter Miami pregame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Live at Bank of America Stadium here in Charlotte, our Inter Miami Herons trying to get back to their winning ways. 0-1-1 are Herons in their last 2 games, losing that League's Cup to Seattle 3-0, and then against DC United, getting a draw on the road. Charlotte, however, the hottest team in the MLS. They're on an 8-game winning streak, and thanks a lot to their striker, Edon Tokolomadi. The young Israeli has really had his way with MLS defenses as of late. 7 goals in his last 11 MLS fixtures. Last thing here before we really get things rolling and the ball rolling, just a few moments away. I'm expecting a 7:39 ball roll here in Charlotte at Bank of America Stadium. But let's quickly go through the injury report because Inter Miami, they got a laundry list. If I'm being honest, we got a laundry list of injuries. A couple popped up over the international break. Let's get right into it. So Fafa Pico, he was playing for Haiti. You know, Fafa, Haitian international player. He had a hip injury on international duty, and he is going to be out until mid-October. David Ruiz, who plays for Honduras, Davi Ruiz, has a hamstring injury, which he suffered over international duty. His hamstring injury will keep him out until mid-October. Alan Abando still dealing with that hamstring injury. Would love to see Alan Abando in the game tonight with Luis Suarez being suspended. And folks, that leads us to Luis Suarez. Suarez suspended for 3 games in the MLS. Luis Suarez got caught spitting on a Seattle staffer in that scuffle after the League's Cup final. And then another one, I don't want to say that kind of came out of nowhere, but Baltasar Rodriguez was healthy for Inter Miami. He was playing well. He had the goal against DC United, that banger, wonder goal, finesse, top corner. He has a hamstring injury mid-October. He is going to be out until mid-October, so we will not have Baltasar Rodriguez really until the MLS playoffs start, because that's the point of the season that we are officially in right now. Inter Miami, as I mentioned, they're going to be playing 2 MLS games during the week for the duration of the regular season. So let's take a look quickly at Inter Miami and what they have coming up. Obviously, we have our Herons in battle against Charlotte tonight, and then the League's Cup rematch. Maybe it's a good thing Luis Suarez isn't playing in this. Inter Miami and Seattle, that's going to be this Tuesday. So in 3 days, Inter Miami will be hosting Seattle in beautiful Fort Lauderdale. After that, Inter Miami hosts DC United. They travel to New York and NYCFC. They travel to Toronto FC. And then to end the season in the regular season, they will be hosting Chicago and hosting New England. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 regular season games left on the schedule. I apologize, folks, 9 regular seasons left on the schedule, because October 11th and the 18th, they wrap up at home against Atlanta United, and then on the road in Nashville. So counting tonight's game, I apologize, Inter Miami, 9 regular season games left, and a lot of the other MLS teams have about 5. Inter Miami, 4 games behind the top-tier Eastern Conference table right now. And let's actually go through that Eastern Conference table. In first place, Philadelphia. Second place, Cincinnati. Third, Charlotte FC. Fourth, Nashville. Fifth, Orlando City. Sixth are Inter Miami Herons. Seventh, you got the Columbus Crew. Eighth, NYCFC. And then 9th, the Chicago Fire, and the New York Red Bulls are sitting on the outside looking in. They have 31 points. And remember, I mentioned in the earlier segments of our pregame show presented by Audi, visit AudiUSA.com to learn more. But New York Red Bulls, if they lose tonight, and Charlotte wins, there's a chance that Charlotte can clinch a playoff spot. But that is kind of, your table update, your injury update presented by your local South Florida Audi dealer. There are a lot of other games that will be happening this weekend as well. As I mentioned, the MLS really getting towards that latter half of the schedule for a lot of teams. We'll go through that coming up a little later on, because we got to get a timeout. The players are walking out right now. Let's take our final timeout of the pregame show. When we return, we will get the ball rolling. Bank of America Stadium is the site. Inter Miami and Charlotte about to do battle. Inter Miami trying to break that 8-game win streak for Charlotte and get back to their winning ways. Live in Charlotte, Mike Rizzo, the OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez to my right, my good friend Colin Russo back at the City Place Studios. You're listening to Inter Miami Football.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's, where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $889 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
The road is calling. Embrace the thrill of the drive with the fully electric Audi Q6 e-tron. Featuring effortless power, serious acceleration, and advanced Audi tech. The next chapter of Audi is here. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
You lather, rinse, moisturize, and repeat. At this point, you're practically training for the Shower Olympics. But here's the twist. It's not your shampoo's fault, it's your water. Hard water leaves a mineral residue that clogs your pores and dries out your hair. Culligan water softeners remove damaging minerals, revitalizing brittle hair and dry skin. Upgrade your shower system today for only $79 a month. Visit Culligan.com for more information, or just say,
Hey, Culligan man!
We interrupt our regularly scheduled program for this special presentation of Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN 106.3. Now let's get to the pitch.
Oh, it's a cannon shot! Go ahead and give him the goal of the week!
Here's Ken LaVicka.
Mike Rizzo filling in for Ken LaVicka. We are live. The site is Bank of America Stadium. Our Inter Miami Herons doing battle against Charlotte FC coming up tonight. Charlotte, 8-game win streak, 8-1-1 in their last 10 games. Our Herons 0-1-1 in their last 2, and overall Inter Miami 13-7-5, 13 wins, 7 draws, and 5 losses for Inter Miami. The last MLS fixture was against DC United, where they tied 1-1. Javier Mascherano, gaffer for Inter Miami, going with a 4-4-2 tonight. Jordi Alba, Maxi Falcone, Toto Aviles, Ian Frey, the 4 at the back, Telasco Segovia, Sergio Busquets, Yannick Bright, and Rodrigo de Paul are your midfielders, and then Lionel Messi and Tadeo Allende leading the line in a dual strike partnership coming up for Inter Miami. My 2 cents on the lineup, I like it. I thought it would be a 4-2-3-1 tonight, with Luis Suarez being unavailable, with Fafa Pico, Baltasar Rodriguez being unavailable. But I like what Mascherano's doing here, and I see the vision. I think Segovia, Allende, Messi, and DePaul will be the attackers kind of leading the way, trying to score the goals. Busquets is going to be playing that defensive midfielder role, holding things down on the defensive pivot. His through balls, his long balls, always dangerous. Yannick Bright going box to box, being that Swiss Army knife for Inter Miami. And then I think the 3, obviously, that are going to be back and barring down the defense, Maxi Falcone, Toto Aviles, and Ian Frey. And obviously that leaves Jordi Alba, the left back, who loves to join the attack. We've seen Alba score goals within the Leagues Cup, within the MLS. He is always dangerous when he is forward. It's similar to Busquets, the Barca boys, and Alba, Busquets, Messi, and Suarez. Alba's one of those Barca boys, and he does a great job of servicing the strikers, servicing the wingers, and really getting things rolling for that Inter Miami offense. The referee tonight is Sergio Boico. So Sergio Boico, the referee tonight, as we are moments away from getting the ball rolling. Bank of America Stadium, our Inter Miami Herons trying to get back to the winning ways. 9 regular season games left for Inter Miami. Can they inch closer to a second straight Supporter Shield trophy? Things are getting a little rowdy here in Charlotte. Fans jumping up and down, getting ready to go as a sold-out house for Lionel Messi, and we are underway here at Bank of America Stadium. Ball gets rolling. I got Wilfred Zaha on the left. Tim Ream now recycling things in that Charlotte defense. Inter Miami in their black uniforms and Charlotte in their blue and white trim uniforms. Ball is now on Inter Miami's side of the pitch. Charlotte threatening early. Wilfred Zaha with it. He plays the ball to the left. That is Byrne in on goal. Byrne crosses it in, and Oscar Ustari able to make the save. Ustari save number 1 tonight, and Nathan Byrne with a good pass from Wilfred Zaha, setting things up for an early cross from Charlotte. Once again, a 4-4-2 for Inter Miami and a 4-3-3 for Charlotte. Ustari has the ball in his own box. He gets things off to Sergio Busquets. Now right side midfield, Rodrigo de Paul. Busquets, right back to DePaul, right back to Busquets. Charlotte has the press on. Busquets with the ball roll, gets it to Yannick Bright. Yannick Bright turns the ball over. Charlotte's on the run. With it right now is Vargas. He switches fields to left side box. Wilfred Zaha, once again, Wilfred Zaha, former Premier League player, standout for Crystal Palace, Manchester United player. Wilfred Zaha, one of the more fun players in world football. Byrne, Malanda, Ream, and Marshall Ruddy, the back four for Charlotte. Their midfield, Bronico, Diani, and Westwood, Zaha, Tokolomati, and Vargas, the strikers up top. We got a turnover for Charlotte. Talasco Segovia, left side pitch at the midfield mark, and he gets pulled down. Could the referee reach for his pocket? He says no. Free kick to Inter Miami. Segovia gets the ball rolling. That was Bronico on the dangerous tackle. Busquets with the ball, middle side of Inter Miami's pitch. Now Rodrigo DePaul gets it over that half-field mark. DePaul with it now, almost a turnover. Inter Miami now recycling on the defensive end. Maxi Falcone going to make a run from the defense. He gets it up to Jordi Alba. Alba plays the ball in. Inside box is Messi, and it is kicked out of bounds. I believe a corner kick coming up for Inter Miami. All corners presented by Lytle Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath. Visit foryourrights.com. That is foryourrights.com. Our good friends at Lytle Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath. Actually, it'll be a throw-in. Referee switched his call from corner to a throw, but we do appreciate our good friends over at Lytle Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath. Segovia has it. Left side pitch. He is retreating back to the defense, and that's where he will recycle it. Oscar Ustari has it on Inter Miami's side of the pitch. Toto Aviles switches fields to Maxi Falcone. Inter Miami defense recycling the ball. A couple of whistles from the crowd and displeasure. Third minute. We're in the third minute here at Bank of America Stadium, Inter Miami and Charlotte. Yannick Bright gets it on up to Lionel Messi. Messi right at the midfield mark, makes a couple of moves and has to recycle back to the defense. And the referee, I believe, blows for advantage play, and Inter Miami will get it. Inter Miami recycling all the way back to Oscar Ustari. Sergio Busquets, right side Inter Miami pitch has it. Switches fields to the left side to Maxi Falcone. Falcone nearing the midfield mark. He passes it to Sergio Busquets again, and they recycle again to Ustari. So I think Inter Miami trying to find their footing here early. Charlotte has the press on with their attackers with Tokolomati, Vargas, and Zaha. This is Sergio again in Inter Miami's half. Recycling to the right side to Aviles. Aviles again back to Ustari. Fourth minute in the first half. Inter Miami trying to get a feel for this game as Charlotte is imposing their will on the press. Here is Rodrigo DePaul. DePaul passes in the middle of Bright and a turnover. Wilfred Zaha with it. Left side pitch of Inter Miami. He makes a move and he's brought down and the referee blows his whistle. We got a foul on Rodrigo DePaul in disbelief. Cannot believe it. No card. Usually in these early, I say 10, 15 minutes, as long as it's not egregious, that referee's not going to reach for his pocket. Dean Smith, the head coach for Charlotte, as his team has won 8 games in a row. If they beat Inter Miami tonight, they will tie Seattle for the longest active win streak in the modern MLS era. But what an opponent to face to try to break history. Our Inter Miami Herons with a strong lineup tonight on the road in Charlotte. Once again, Alba, Falcone, Aviles, and Frey as your defenders. Segovia, Busquets, Bright, and DePaul. Your 2 strikers up top, Allende and Messi. Right side throw-in Inter Miami's own side of the field, but a nice ball by Segovia gets it to Ian Frey, who has crossed midfield. Lionel Messi now has it. Messi with a nice pass all the way up to Tadeo Allende. Can he get some service in the box? Allende crosses it in, and a shot on goal blocked. What a save by Colina. Good ball by Tadeo Allende, and Jordi Alba unable to finish it. First shot of the game for Inter Miami, and we have a foul on our Herons as Inter Miami will be going back to defensive play. But Ian Frey played this back to Lionel Messi. Messi played in an onside Tadeo Allende. Alba was sprinting to the far post. He had a nice shot on target, but what a save on the replay by Colina. A near post save. Jordi Alba could not believe it, but the Herons with the first shot on target on the game. 6:27 to go in the first half. As Charlotte tries to play the always dangerous Wilfred Zaha. And it rolls out of bounds, and it's an Inter Miami throw, and they will throw it back to Oscar Ustari on a recycle spin. Really great pass by Lionel Messi, man. I'll tell you what. Through ball to Allende. Allende with good service to Alba. Unlucky, if I'm being honest, unlucky that, Inter Miami was unable to score there. But I see the vision. I told you guys in the pregame, I see the vision with the 4-4-2. Here is DePaul. DePaul, right side Inter Miami pitch, right at the midfield mark. They will play Sergio Busquets back on the defense as well. Inter Miami, folks, really taking their time with the ball. They are not afraid to recycle to their defenders and keep the ball. Charlotte's pressing. They're trying to play some counter football. It has not worked in the early 7 minutes for Charlotte so far. Inter Miami gives possession back to Charlotte. Charlotte now on their own side of the pitch, recycling. Tim Ream, longtime United States men's national player, gives it up to Marshall Ruddy. Zaha plays it back to Ream again. Ream to Malanda. Malanda with a deep lob pass to nobody and out of bounds. Jordi Alba will throw it in on Inter Miami's side of the pitch. Oscar Ustari now has it in his own box. Head coach Javier Mascherano trying to get his side of victory for the first time in 2 games. 8 minutes. We are 8 minutes through the first half. Bank of America Stadium. Sergio Boico, the referee, as Inter Miami now has a through ball into Ian Frey, right side box of Charlotte. Frey stumbling over his feet, but finds DePaul. DePaul now in the box with it, gets dispossessed, but finds it again, and earns an Inter Miami corner. All Inter Miami corners presented by Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath. Visit foryourrights.com. That is foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath have been serving injured people and their families for 35 years. Lionel Messi will be taking this corner kick, right side corner. Messi always going to take the right side corners for Inter Miami. Here at the 9-minute mark, Messi approaches, goes short to DePaul. DePaul will recycle back to Telasco Segovia. Segovia to Alba, and Alba will give it all the way back to Ian Frey, who goes to Inter Miami's side of the pitch. Now Frey gets it up to Rodrigo DePaul, right side pitch of Charlotte. He with a big switch of field to Maxi Falcone. The center back up now on the field of play. Falcone right outside the box, looking for someone to give it to. He releases it to Jordi Alba. Alba, left side box. Crosses it into Messi. Messi outside the box. Messi dribbling. Gives it to Alba. Alba cross in, and Charlotte able to get a foot on it. Inter Miami, though, on the ball again. Ian Frey, right side box of Charlotte now. Inter Miami looking threatening. DePaul will recycle back to the midfield mark. Toto Aviles to Maxi Falcone. Inter Miami's side midfield circle. Inter Miami doing a lot of probing. The possession numbers really in Inter Miami's favor. 64% of the time Inter Miami on the ball. 10 minutes. We are 10 minutes through the first half here at Bank of America Stadium. Busquets with the ball to Bright. A little dangerous there. Sergio able to recover with a quick pass from Bright. And Inter Miami setting things up on their own side of the pitch. Inching closer to the midfield line is Bright. Bright with a nice pass to Alba, and it rolls out of bounds. Alba in a little bit of frustration. He had Segovia on a release. They rolled out of bounds. Inter Miami throw in. Sergio. Through ball. Alba, is he on sides? He can't get to it. And we got a goal kick as Kalina picks it up, and he'll set up. But Inter Miami been the more threatening team so far. One shot in the game, and it was an on-target strike by Jordi Alba. It was a beautiful through ball by Lionel Messi to Tadeo Allende. Allende with good service into Alba. But very good save by Kalina, the goalkeeper for Charlotte. Wilfred Zaha now has it. He's dispossessed. and we have a Charlotte throw. So Zaha very active early on for Charlotte. They like getting the ball on his foot. He's one of the better facilitators for Charlotte. He has 5 assists through the MLS. Buddy I know that covers Charlotte says he makes a lot of the hockey assists. The assist that leads to the assist that leads to the goal. Inter Miami now winning the ball in Charlotte's half of the pitch, and they will recycle back to Oscar Ustari. Miami's goalkeeper does a little ball roll and gets things rolling to Toto Aviles. Now back to Ustari. 12 minutes gone by in this first half. 0-0, no score. Charlotte and Miami. Charlotte winners of 8 in a row. Charlotte looking dangerous in their in Inter Miami's half. Vargas crossed to Zaha. Zaha heads it down in the box, but Inter Miami able to dispossess and clear. Yannick Bright now on the run. Bright gets tackled from behind. That is Idan Tokolamani on the tackle, and we have a foul. Free kick for Inter Miami. But Charlotte finally getting in the final third of Inter Miami, getting in the box. Wilfried Zaha had a header into the ground and was able, or rather Inter Miami was able to dispossess the world football star, Sergio Busquets, on the last line of defense there. And we have a throw-in on Charlotte's side of the pitch, as we got some boo birds from the crowd. Charlotte now trying to get things into Inter Miami's side of the pitch as Falcone wins it and plays it back to Oscar Ustari. Ustari to Aviles. Inter Miami still leading that possession 67% of the time. Our Herons are on the ball. A couple of Let's Go Charlotte cheers here. Once again, we are live at Bank of America Stadium. Our Inter Miami Herons road game against Charlotte. Charlotte winners of 8 in a row. Mike Rizzo filling in for the great Ken LaVicka. You are listening to your Inter Miami radio network. As DePaul now wins the ball right side of Charlotte's pitch, but it rolls out of bounds as it's Inter Miami's ball. Inter Miami quickly throws it in. DePaul, right side, Ian Frey, right outside of the right box of Charlotte. Frey with the ball in, and Segovia wins it outside the box to Alba, plays Messi. Messi cross in, and it is deflected. That was good defending there by Malanda. Crowd wants a foul. They will not get one. Inter Miami still has possession. Messi looked threatening in Charlotte's box, but it was good defense, as I said, by Adelson Malanda, who was able to get a block on it, and Inter Miami had to recycle to their defense. Inter Miami now, right side, Charlotte's pitch to Allende as he gets dispossessed again, and Charlotte will recycle. This is Malanda again, who tries to get it over the half midfield line as Inter Miami wins it. They recycle to Ustari. Ustari probing, gets it to Maxi Falcone, left side pitch of Inter Miami's half. Falcone, barking orders, switches fields to Busquets. Busquets, right outside of Inter Miami's box, is getting pressed hard, and Sergio, waiting for a whistle, finally gets one, as that was Brant Bronico who was pressing the veteran Sergio Busquets, but Busquets got his whistle. Wilfried Zaha, in 26 games, 16 goal and assist contributions for Wilfried Zaha this season. Inter Miami blasts it deep, and it gets on the boot of Kalinja, the goalkeeper for Charlotte. Charlotte recycles back to Kalinja. Kalinja trying to find Vargas on that left wing. Inter Miami wins it. No foul call as Jordi Alba is in left side box, but it is quickly thwarted by Jabril Diani. 16-minute mark, 0-0 in the first half. Inter Miami and Charlotte. Inter Miami trying to get back to the winning ways. Yannick Bright gets it back to Maxi Falcone. This is Rodrigo DePaul, left side of Charlotte's pitch. Inching closer to the box is DePaul. DePaul with the ball in, and it is intercepted. Another good thwart there by Adelson Malanda. Busquets, pass, looking for Segovia. Segovia on the ground, looking for a foul call. Doesn't get one. Charlotte's on the run. They are now in Inter Miami territory as Malinda plays in Zaha. Zaha in the box, dispossessed. Toto Aviles. As we have a turnover, and that shot goes wide for Charlotte. Toto Aviles had a nice win, got dispossessed, and Charlotte had a nice attack there on goal. They're looking for a foul in the box. That is Brant Bronico on the ground who sailed at it. And folks, my honest opinion, never a foul. I mean, get off the floor, all right? It's a disgrace. But Aviles won the ball, played it in the middle of the pitch as Ashley Westwood, the veteran, looked for Bronico in the box. Yannick Bright with an effective tackle. Bronico went to ground. No foul call. I believe we are doing a VAR check, so the referee will be doing a VAR check. Folks, my best guess, this is not a penalty. Referee still has the play stopped. By the way, 17th minute, first half. Ashley Westwood is adamant that this is going to be a penalty. You got Brant Bronico still on the ground. Yannick Bright is asking him, brother, get up. You weren't hit that hard. Rodrigo DePaul is laughing at this point, calling him a disgrace. They finally wiped Bronico off the floor, and I believe play will be resumed. But once again, Ashley Westwood with a pass to Bronico. Bronico shot the ball. It was a Travella right side, far from the right side post, and finally play is resumed. Oscar Ustari has it in Inter Miami's box. Maxi Falcone now gets it. Left side Inter Miami pitch. Right outside of Inter Miami's box is Falcone. Falcone switches fields to Busquets. Right side box of Inter Miami. Busquets gets it in the middle field to DePaul. Inter Miami inching closer to the midfield mark. DePaul gets it to Messi. Messi across the midfield mark and gets dispossessed as scruffle for the ball. Referee blows his whistle. Foul on Inter Miami. Free kick for Charlotte coming up. 68% of possession to Inter Miami compared to Charlotte's 32. Charlotte finally had their first shot. Was not on goal. It was a Brant Bronico Travella that was not on the mark and drifted to the right side of the post. 0-0, no score, 0-0. 19th minute, first half. Mike Rizzo filling in for Ken Levicka, Bank of America Stadium. My OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez, with me as Colin Russo back at the City Place Studios. Charlotte recycles back to the midfield mark. This is Byrne. Byrne gets it back to Tim Ream, and Ream will recycle to Malanda. Malanda with a nice ball plays Diani. Diani now a left side pitch, Ashley Westwood. Gets it back to Tim Ream. Charlotte's probing here, folks, as Wilfred Zaha has it. Zaha inching closer to the midfield mark. He'll switch fields, and then that ball is thwarted by Jordi Alba, and Oscar Ustari has to get the ball out of the danger zone as Tokolamati was rushing towards the box when Inter Miami played the ball back to their goalkeeper. Vargas, right side pitch, Inter Miami territory. He gives it back to the defenders as Diani now, midfield mark, gets it back into Inter Miami territory. Wilfred Zaha, left side pitch. Guarded by Ian Frey. He plays Byrne. Back to Zaha, left side pitch of Inter Miami's box. Charlotte probing. Diani, back to Zaha, who is still on that left side pitch, flirting with out of bounds. Great pass to Diani. Zaha, two-man, two-ball, right back to Malanda, and we have a foul. And a card is shown. I believe it's going to go against Sergio Busquets. The referee has shown his first card of the game. We have a free kick coming up for Charlotte. About to find out who it is on. It is on Ian Frey. Busquets and Frey both made a play on the ball, but Ian Frey, a booking in the 21st minute. This makes things interesting. Maybe you see Marcello Wagon, who's the backup right back, on the bench. Maybe you see him come on sooner rather than later in maybe early second half. You know, that 60-minute mark is where substitutions are like to be made by gaffers in world football. But does a card change things up? So Ian Frey on a yellow. Charlotte going to have a free kick in Inter Miami territory, about 15 yards on the outside of the Inter Miami box left side. So left side free kick swinging in for Charlotte. This is Ashley Westwood over the ball. Westwood approaches, kicks it. Zaha, ball in the Inter Miami box. Inter Miami wants a handball, doesn't get one. Inter Miami thwarts the ball away, and they clear it out of the danger zone. Telasco Segovia now has it in Charlotte territory. Referee blows his whistle, and a handball. Believe it's going to be a handball, but we got Tokolomati. Charlotte striker still on the ground. They're fishing for penalties, folks. Never a penalty. He's still on the floor of the Charlotte box, or rather of the Inter Miami box. As the referee now, that's Sergei Boyko, is going to check on Tokolomati. Maxi Falcone now approaching him as Tokolomati looks like he's all right. Second time Charlotte fishing for a penalty. You had Brant Bronico for Charlotte, the only shot on target. He went to ground after it sailed to the right. He played the injured card and got up. And now the same thing for Idan Tokolomati, the young Israeli striker for Charlotte. Sergio Busquets having a conversation with referee Sergei Boyko as play is resumed. Charlotte has the ball in their own pitch. Long through ball to Tokolomati. Tokolomati gives it on over to Vargas. Vargas, right side pitch. Recycles back to his fullback. And Malanda now will switch fields. Big switch is on. Byrne to Westwood. Back to Byrne. Now to Wilfred Zaha. Zaha looking for Westwood. Gets dispossessed and Inter Miami clears. 23rd minute. We are 23 minutes in this first half, 0-0. Charlotte and Inter Miami. Charlotte on an 8-game win streak. Inter Miami trying to get back to their winning ways, losing their last two matches. Are Herons able to clear the ball from their own box? Asku Ustari with a big boot out. Here is Nathan Byrne. He tries finding Ashley Westwood, and it rolls out of bounds. Marshall Ruddy will throw it in. Ruddy looking for Vargas. He will play Tokolomati instead. Tokolomati in trouble, double teamed by Inter Miami. They dispossess the young striker, and Inter Miami now has it on right outside of their own box. Toto Aviles finds Lionel Messi. Messi plays it back to Aviles. Right side pitch in Inter Miami territory, inching close to midfield is Ian Frey. Frey back to Aviles to Busquets, right outside of Inter Miami's box. Busquets plays to Paul. Aviles has it. He'll play Ian Frey. Frey trying to play to Paul, goes to ground, no whistle. Charlotte has possession in Inter Miami territory. Wilfred Zaha makes a move and a foul. Clear foul too. Yannick Bright did not get the ball, and I believe Sergei Boyko, referee, he might be showing Yannick Bright a card. He wants to have a conversation with them, and he says, no more. No more. He wants no more. No card is shown. Lionel Messi also in the conversation, but a pretty bad tackle by Yannick Bright. We're lucky the referee did not reach into his pocket. We will take it. But a free kick for Charlotte. Right, I would say 20-ish yards outside of Inter Miami's box, as again Ashley Westwood, captain for Charlotte, will be taking it. Westwood gives it a right boot into the box, a header, and to nobody. It was not on target, and the flag was up. Believe we have an offsides. Yep, and it'll be a free kick for Inter Miami as I'm trying to shift through the whistles here. That was Vargas, who I believe was called offsides. 26 and a half minutes have gone by in the first half. 0-0, Charlotte and Miami. Oscar Ustari plays Maxi Falcone right outside of Inter Miami's left side box. To the left side of the pitch, inching closer to midfield is Alba. Alba with a big pass to Allende. Allende heads it but loses possession. Now Tim Ream has it in Charlotte territory. Ream left side to Nathan Byrne. Byrne to Diani. At left side getting a lot of play for Charlotte as Charlotte tries to get a big switch into Inter Miami territory. And I believe we do have another offsides. Yes, offsides. That was Brant Bronico. As Inter Miami now has it, handball. Rodrigo DePaul was trying to find Ian Frey right side. DePaul now trying to go quick, waiting on the referee's whistle. He gets it and plays Maxi Falcone. Falcone inching closer to the midfield mark. Falcone barking his orders, gets it to DePaul. DePaul right outside of the circle of midfield on Inter Miami's side of the pitch. They recycle to Busquets. Busquets plays Frey right side. Now DePaul. DePaul right side, right by the midfield mark. Plays it back again. Busquets back to DePaul, now to Bright. Bright right at the midfield circle, looking for somebody. He gets dispossessed. No whistle. Diani to Tokolamati. Charlotte with possession. This, oh wow, what a swipe by Maxi Falcone. Falcone now on the run. The counter is on for Inter Miami. Falcone, Segovia left side box. Segovia with space. Segovia crosses it in. Lionel Messi outside the box. Messi takes a dribble. He goes down. No whistle. Messi went down in the box. No whistle. Allende ends up with it. He blasts it out of bounds. But I think the referee, I gotta wait for the call here. Is he pointing to a corner kick for Inter? Once again on the replay, Segovia gets it to Messi. Messi with a brilliant first touch. He goes to ground from Diani. And I mean, he got all foot of Lionel Messi. How is it that a spot kick? I think they're looking at it on VAR, but Diani got all foot, folks. In the 29th minute, they are looking at it at VAR right now. Sergei Boyko decided for VAR, for VAR to look at it as he is waiting for the folks. I don't see how this isn't a penalty for Inter Miami. 29th minute, 0-0, Charlotte and Inter Miami. Once again, Sergei Boyko, the referee, waiting on his orders. As my OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez, who's been doing this a long time, he thinks we're going to the spot. I mean, the replay is clear as day. He got all foot. And trust me, Messi had a brilliant first touch. And it is a penalty. The referee, I believe, has pointed to the spot, or no, my God. Now he's going to go to the video review. He made his penalty signal and then pointed, but he pointed at the video monitor. Folks, I'm telling you, this is all foot. I'm looking at the replay again. This is all foot by Diani. Diani never played the ball. He never played the ball. Lionel Messi had a brilliant first touch on his left foot, and Diani swiped at Messi's foot. I don't see it. Now, this version of the replay, Diani steps in front of Messi's right foot, but he still obstructs the play. Waiting on the call from the referee, Sergei Boyko.
After review, number 28 committed tripping offense inside his penalty area. Final decision is penalty.
Penalty for Inter Miami! 30th minute, VAR decides Lionel Messi fouled in the box. Messi wants a card for Diani as well, but Messi will go to the spot. Sergei Boyko pointed to the spot. I don't think he had to go to the video monitor, but Messi will be taking the PK here in the 31st minute. Messi sets it down. goes through his penalty routine as Kalina will try to make the save for Charlotte. Messi still going through his PK progression. Whistle is blown. Messi approaches, chips it in, it's blocked! He tried a cheeky chip, and it's saved, Kalina! Unbelievable! Lionel Messi tried the cheeky chip! Oh my goodness! Kalina couldn't believe it himself. Sigh of relief. You hear the Charlotte faithful here at Bank of America. Lionel Messi denied at the spot. 32nd minute. Unbelievable. Now Charlotte on the run. They're inside the Inter Miami box as Jordi Alba is fouled. Wow. You don't see that often, folks. Lionel Messi deciding to go for the chip, and Kalina matched him on the spot. Game on in Charlotte. I can't even call it a fist of fury, folks, because for those of you unaware of a chip shot, I mean, I'm assuming Messi thought Kalina was going to go to the right, to the left, his left, Messi's right, but Kalina meets him at the spot, and now here is Vargas in on goal. Vargas crosses it in, and a shot and a goal! This is Idan Tokolamadi, 8th goal in 12 games. This game has been flipped on its head in the 33rd minute. 1-0 Charlotte. Idan Tokolamadi. Great service from Kerwin Vargas. And what a turn of events in this one. The Charlotte faithful is in it. They are up. Wilfried Zaha with a beautiful, folks, lead up pass that led to Vargas. Vargas crossed it in, and Idan Tokolamadi beat Oscar Ustari left side post. But what a ball by Vargas. Wow. Ian Frey did his darndest. That was Brant Bronico going into box, but the issue lied with the striker, Idan Tokolamadi. 8th goal in 12 MLS matchups for Idan Tokolamadi as Charlotte takes the lead, 34th minute, 1-0. Inter Miami now looking for a response. Crowd is electric. Bank of America Stadium, 34th minute. Our Inter Miami Herons down 1-0 to Charlotte. Allende plays Rodrigo De Paul. De Paul to Messi. Messi crosses midfield. Right in the circle. Gets it back to De Paul. Two-man, two-ball. De Paul and Messi, they are dispossessed. Wilfried Zaha on it. Zaha somehow ends up with it, but is dispossessed. Now Diani. Diani recycles to Tim Ream. Ream to Malanda. Malanda to Diani. Diani misplayed it. Inter Miami on the counter. Messi right outside the box. Messi makes a move. He is inside the box now. Messi dribbling, doing Messi things. Gets it out to Yannick Bright. Yannick Bright to a pass to nobody. And out of bounds. Charlotte ball. Messi had a ball on the string in the box, folks. Found Yannick Bright, and Yannick Bright passed to nobody. And it rolled out of bounds. If you're just joining us, folks, Lionel Messi had a spot kick. Referee pointed to the spot after he was fouled by Diani in the box. Messi tried a cheeky chip, top left corner of goal, and Kalina, the keeper for Charlotte, met him at the spot, saved it, and then Charlotte turned this game upside down as Kerwin Vargas assisted a goal to Idan Tokolamadi. Charlotte's not done. Here's Wilfried Zaha. dangerous territory, inching closer to the Miami box. Zaha cross in, and Jordi Alba has to head it out of bounds. This is going to be a corner kick for Charlotte. 36 minutes have gone by. 36 minutes have gone by. First half, Charlotte up 1-0 on our Herons. Inter Miami's got to lock in on this corner. Referee blows his whistle. As on the corner line, a couple of jabs, a couple of arm holds, boys being boys. And I believe this will be the dangerous Wilfred Zaha taking the corner. Right side corner. Zaha probing, looking. 37th minute, 1-0 Charlotte, Bank of America Stadium. As now we have a stoppage of play. I think there's too much pushing and shoving on that corner line as Sergei Boyko, referee, didn't like what he saw. He's still blowing that whistle as I think someone went for water and Sergei Boyko said, partner, get back on the field. Now the whistle is blown. Zaha approaches. Actually, Zaha didn't even picked the ball back up. Now Zaha puts the ball down. 37th minute, Zaha plays it out to Ashley Westwood. Back to Zaha, right side of the box of Inter Miami. Dangerous ball into Bronico. Bronico plays in Vargas. Vargas clear on goal, dispossessed. What a stop. I believe that was Tadio Allende. As DePaul now plays the ball up top to Ian Frey. Does he have the legs to get there? He gets outran. Oh, boy. Ian Frey had a beautiful pass from Rodrigo DePaul, and Nathan Byrne beat him to it. Fair play to Nathan Byrne, who ran cross field. Byrne is the left back. He ran all the way back to the right side to clear that one out, and actually was a foul called on Ian Frey too. So Charlotte now has it. Charlotte, Tim Ream, right outside of Charlotte's box. Ream looking. He goes right back to Malanda, his fellow center back. Ashley Westwood now, right side of Charlotte's box. The press is on. Allende, good job. Ball's played back to the keeper, Kalina. Right side of Charlotte's box, Malanda looking for a midfield pass to Tokolamani. Doesn't happen. Dispossessed Inter Miami. Rodrigo DePaul. DePaul has it. Center circle to Ian Frey. Ian Frey right at the center circle. Yannick Bright back to DePaul. DePaul with a long ball trying to find Alba. That is dispossessed by Marshall Ruddy. Ashley Westwood trying to play in Vargas, and a good header by Maxi Falcone to thwart the attack. Falcone tried to find Bright. Charlotte's on it. Malanda, midfield pass to Diani. Diani to Ream. Ream finds Byrne. Byrne has it past midfield in Inter Miami territory. The left back Byrne gets it back to Diani. Diani in the Inter Miami side of the pitch, dribbling closer to the box. Couple of skill moves going nowhere fast. Byrne to Zaha. Zaha tries making a move and dispossessed by Ian Frey. Frey pestered by Zaha. Now to Sergio. Sergio dispossessed. Byrne to Tokolamani. Tokolamani now has it right outside the box, and a foul. That's going to go against Toto Aviles, and he reached for his pocket. Yellow card shown to Toto Aviles. Tokolamani, brilliant job of keeping possession, and yeah, I mean, he didn't even try to play the ball there. That's always going to be a yellow card as Toto Aviles, a booking in the 40th minute. We're about to pass to the 41st minute here in the first half. Charlotte up 1-0. Referee blows his whistle. Free kick for Charlotte. 10 yards outside of the Inter Miami box. Falcone able to get ahead on it. Rolls out of bounds. Going to be a free kick coming up, or rather, corner kick coming up for Charlotte. Ashley Westwood getting the crowd into it. He will be the one taking the corner. Captain Ashley Westwood of Charlotte FC. Westwood approaches, kicks it in, and that one is headed away by Tadio Allende. Throw in, Charlotte, right side of the pitch, outside of Inter Miami's box. Ashley Westwood now gonna hand it on off to Marshall Ruddy. Marshall Ruddy gonna throw it in here. And I apologize, folks, that was not a yellow card on Aviles. Referee reached for his pocket, but decided not to call it. Falcone thwarting the ball out of the Inter Miami box, but Charlotte able to recover and mixed up for possession on the touchline on the right side, and it's going to be an Inter Miami throw. So that's on me, folks. No card for Toto Aviles. I thought I saw the referee reaching for his pocket. The only card in the game up to this point is that Ian Frey yellow card that happened in the 22nd minute. 42 minutes have gone by. Charlotte 1, Inter Miami 0. If you're just joining us, Lionel Messi had a spot kick, a penalty kick, and shot was saved by Kalina. Messi went for the cheeky chip, and Kalina met him at the spot. Speaking of the GOAT, Lionel Messi has the ball on the Charlotte side of the pitch. Inter Miami inching closer to Charlotte's box. Here is Jordi Alba, left side. Crosses it in, looking for Messi. Diani wins the ball with a nice move, too, as Busquets goes to ground. No whistle. Charlotte ends up with it. Charlotte inching closer to midfield. Now here is a foul by Yannick Bright on Kerwin Vargas. And it is not going to be a booking, but Vargas is playing it off like it should be. And actually, Brant Bronico picks up a yellow. I assume he was arguing with the official, and yes, that's what it was. He was arguing with the lines judge, and Sergei Boyko decided to show him a card. So Inter Miami getting a break, getting one of the better midfielders for Charlotte in the book. Waiting to hear on extra time. We're about to cross the 45th minute. We are 44 minutes in the first half. Charlotte up 1-0 over Inter Miami. Inter Miami had a chance to go up 1-0 with the Lionel Messi penalty kick. Messi's PK was saved. Believe it or not, I still can't believe it. He went for the cheeky chip, and Kalina met him at the spot. And shortly after, I'd say, what, Oscar, a minute and a half after, Charlotte turned it into a 1-0 lead with a Kerwin Vargas assist to Idan Tokolamani, who found the back of the net. Foul on Inter Miami. Rodrigo De Paul making a tackle on Nathan Byrne, the left back. 5 minutes of extra time presented by your local South Florida Audi dealer. Visit AudiUSA.com to learn more. That is AudiUSA.com to learn more. 5 minutes of extra time presented by our great friends at Audi. Test drive the brand new Q6 e-tron today at your local South Florida Audi dealer. That is AudiUSA.com to learn more. Folks, pull into that lot in Chase Stadium in style with the brand new Q6 e-tron. DePaul now plays Lionel Messi, who crosses the midfield mark. Messi, right side of Charlotte's territory as he plays back to DePaul. DePaul to Segovia. Segovia with space. He plays Jordi Alba. Alba in the box, plays the ball back. DePaul, and it's blocked. Alba with a nice pass to DePaul. That shot was thwarted, but Ian Frey now has it right side of Charlotte's box. Here is Rodrigo De Paul. De Paul plays Messi. Messi 5 yards outside of the box. He tried to find Alba. That is thwarted. Segovia wins it. Now right side, Ian Frey of Charlotte's box. He switches field. Alba, who, and what is the whistle on who? Is it Allende? Jordi Alba is in disbelief. So folks, it was Ian Frey had it right side of Charlotte's box, and he crossed it over to Alba, but the referee blew his whistle. We're still waiting. I'm still waiting on what the call is. Are they going to give this to Charlotte? Oy vey. I think, yeah, it's Charlotte ball. Inter Miami retreats back to defense. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Sergio Busquets cannot believe it. As he and Frey had a nice ball to Alba. Alba had the ball in the box, and the referee blows his whistle. Was it an offsides? DePaul now has it. Ball won by Inter Miami. Messi has it. Messi dribbling outside of the box. He wins the ball. Messi's inside the box, and he gets dispossessed. And Frey ends up with it. And he gets a shot off, and I believe that's going to be an Inter Miami corner presented by Lytle Rider, Smith, Ivy, and Frauenrath. Visit foryourrights.com, and it's foryourrights.com, our great partners at Lytle Rider, Smith, Ivy, and Frauenrath sponsor every Inter Miami corner. Messi approaches, kicks, and that one is thwarted away by Vargas. Rolls out of bounds, Inter Miami throw, far side of Charlotte territory. DePaul finds Bright. Bright plays Aviles. Inter Miami recycling to the defense. Now Maxi Falcone has it. He passes midfield. Left side, Charlotte territory. Alba trying to play in Allende. Thwarted away. Fight for a ball. Yannick Bright wins it. Bright gets it to Segovia. Back to Bright. Here's Allende outside of Charlotte's box. Allende wins it. He gets it to Segovia. Left side Charlotte box. Here is Alba. Alba recycles to the defense. Falcone to the midfield mark to Aviles. Rodrigo de Paul plays Lionel Messi. Messi, right side box of Charlotte. Ball on a string. Messi cross to Alba. Alba was offsides anyway. Thwarted away by Charlotte. Inter Miami wins it back though. Alba to Bright. Bright gets it to DePaul. 10 yards outside of the box. Now Messi inside of the box, thwarted by Diani. 48th minute, first half, +5 extra time. Charlotte up 1-0 over our Herons. DePaul, right side, right outside of the Charlotte box. He gets dispossessed. Zaha has it. And a botched pass. Here's Toko Lamati on the run. He's got Vargas. Vargas is played through, and Maxi Falcone recovering and dispossessing Vargas at the last minute. What a play by Maxi Falcone. I gotta say, an elephant touch by Vargas. An elephant touch by Vargas. A good pass by Toko Lamati, and one of the worst first touches you'll see in world football made by Kerwin Vargas. And thankfully it was, because Maxi Falcone was able to recover. We're about 20 seconds away from the 5 minutes of extra time being played. I'm assuming this might be the last play of the first half. Corner kick for Charlotte, right side corner. Ashley Westwood over top. Westwood boots it. Westwood looking for Toko Lamati, and that ball is thwarted by Inter Miami. Segovia trying to track it down, and Wilfred Zaha ends up winning it. Whistle, and that is halftime. Sergei Boyko blows his whistle, and we are at half here, Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. Our Inter Miami Herons doing battle against Charlotte FC. They are down 1-0. Charlotte on top of Miami at the halftime mark. Idan Toko Lamati, his 8th goal in 12 games, assisted by Kerwin Vargas. The halftime report coming your way on your Inter Miami radio network. I'm Mike Rizzo. Our OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez, here. Colin Russo back at the City Place Studios. I'll have the halftime report for you when we return on your Inter Miami radio network.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Frauenrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Frauenrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Frauenrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or BradleyAir.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Football season is here, and the ultimate game day headquarters is Twin Peaks. Whether it's college Saturdays or NFL Sundays, catch every kickoff, every touchdown, every Hail Mary right here at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. From scratch-made favorites to ice-cold 29-degree draft beers, Twin Peaks is delivering all the winning plays. Looking for a stronger lineup? No one does game day like Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks, come for the game, stay for the experience.
PNC Bank salutes you, Soccer on the Radio listener. While others will just read about the match, you're laser focused on every detail. At PNC Bank, we get it. We're all in on helping you make smart money moves and score your financial goals. See how at pnc.com/brilliantlyboring. PNC Bank, proud banking sponsor of Inter Miami CF radio broadcasts and Brilliantly Boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
The road is calling. Embrace the thrill of the drive with the fully electric Audi Q6 e-tron. Featuring effortless power, serious acceleration, and advanced Audi tech. The next chapter of Audi is here. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Hey, it's Theo, and let's be real. Moving sucks. Boxes, packing, all that stress, who's got time for it? That's why there's Safebound Moving and Storage. We handle everything. Whether you're moving local or long distance, we offer a headache-free experience, just the way moving should be. Get your free quote today at safeboundmoving.com, because every move should feel safe with Safebound. Hey, it's Theo Dorsey. My favorite time of year is here, football season. And if you're a fan of football, you need to be playing Prize Picks. It's simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. Will Saquon Barkley have more or less than 1 rushing touchdown? Will Joe Burrow throw more or less than 2.5 passing touchdowns? If your picks are right, you can cash in. Prize Picks also puts their users first, so all withdrawals are fast and safe and secure. They offer Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account all football season. We make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Download the app today and use code THEOD to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code THEOD to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Halftime here at Bank of America Stadium. Inter Miami losing. Our Herons losing to Charlotte FC 1-0. Idan Tokolamari, his 8th goal in 12 games, the difference here. And Lionel Messi, his penalty shot saved. Kalina meeting Messi's PK It was a cheeky chip to the top left corner. Honest to God, brilliantly struck. Brilliant technique, but Kaulina was up to the task. He makes the big save. And you know how world football works, folks. Games could be suplexed on their head at a moment's notice, and that's exactly what happened. Charlotte was able to counter about a minute later with a goal of their own with Edon Tokolamati, or rather a goal with Edon Tokolamati, Messi's PK getting saved at the spot by Kaulina. Messi, if he would have scored that goal, he would have been tied for the Golden Boot in the MLS. Sam Surge of Nashville SC has the most goals in the MLS with 20. Lionel Messi sitting with 19, but Kaulina making the save on Messi and really turning the tide for Charlotte. I mentioned Charlotte. They're on an 8-game win streak right now within the MLS. They have won 8 straight MLS games. If they beat our Herons tonight, that'll be 9 in a row for them, and it'll tie the Seattle Sounders for the longest win streak in the modern era in MLS history. Now, I do want to say, let's give our credit to the LA Galaxy, who had 15 wins, but that was before the modern era, back in 1997 and 1998. But Inter Miami trying to do their best to not let Charlotte surpass that mark of 9 games and tie the Seattle Sounders. Let's take a look at a couple of statistics at halftime here. Once again, halftime in Charlotte, 1-0. Charlotte on top of our Herons. Inter Miami, 59% of possession comparatively to Charlotte's 41. The XG, obviously, with the penalty kick, Inter Miami sitting at 1, while Charlotte is sitting at 0.4. 7 total shots in the game, 4 for Inter Miami, 3 for Charlotte, 2 shots on target for our Herons. The 1 shot on target for Charlotte, the 1 shot was the one that ended up in the back of the net, Edon Tokolamati in the 34th minute. 1 big chance each, obviously the big chance for Inter Miami on the penalty kick by Messi, and that really does it for statistics at halftime. Now, if you want to go a little bit of advanced stats, Inter Miami has had 4 shots inside of the box. Charlotte has had 3 shots inside of the box. But like I said, 2 shots on target for Inter Miami, 1 shot on target for Charlotte. I think there will be a couple of substitutions coming up at halftime. My OG, Oscar Gonzalez, on-site producer, will keep an eye on substitutions. My best guess is that Jabril Diani, will get taken off of the pitch for Charlotte. It looked like he was moving in quicksand a little bit, closer to that second half whistle. And Pep Beal's on the bench for Charlotte. Pep Beal is arguably one of the best players on Charlotte. He's been unavailable for the last couple of games. Pep Beal is second in the MLS when it comes to total assists in the league. And he is available off of the bench for the first time. He is fit and available off the bench for the first time in a very long time. So I think you'll be seeing a healthy dose of Pep Beal tonight. Ian Frey is on a yellow card. I think you could possibly see Marcelo Weigand come in for Frey at right back as well. There's really no option at the center midfield spot. I think Yannick Bright and Sergio got to go whistle a whistle, and we'll see about an attacker. My best guess, though, is the substitution you're going to see early for Inter Miami might be Marcelo Weigand for Ian Frey, since Ian Frey is on that yellow card. 1-0, your halftime score. Bank of America Stadium is the site. We are in Charlotte as Inter Miami and Charlotte FC doing battle. Inter Miami trying to stop that 8-game win streak for Charlotte, trying to not let them make it 9. Big second half coming up for our Herons. Let's take a time out. When we return, we'll get you back pitch side with us, and we will have the second half as hopefully our Inter Miami Herons are able to figure out a way to eke out a victory in Charlotte. You're listening to your Inter Miami Radio Network.
Football season is here, and the ultimate game day headquarters is Twin Peaks. Whether it's college Saturdays or NFL Sundays, catch every kickoff, every touchdown, every Hail Mary right here at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. From scratch-made favorites to ice-cold 29-degree draft beers, Twin Peaks is delivering all the winning plays. Looking for a stronger lineup? No one does game day like Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks, come for the game, stay for the experience.
The season is kicking off. Keep your home in the win column with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can score 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong on the field, not in your living room. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8-star rating, EDS is trusted as the MVP, and it has been since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Kick off your game day comfort and don't sweat the small stuff.
A bicycle kick is a risky move, and risky can be exciting for soccer, but not for your money. PNC Bank believes boring is better. It's the smart and steady way to manage your finances and save the excitement for all you want to do in life. See how at pnc.com/brilliantlyboring. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865 and proud to sponsor Inter Miami CF radio broadcasts. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985 and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
The road is calling. Embrace the thrill of the drive with the fully electric Audi Q6 e-tron. Featuring effortless power, serious acceleration, and advanced Audi tech. The next chapter of Audi is here. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Hey, it's Theo, and let's be real. Moving sucks. Boxes, packing, all that stress, who's got time for it? That's why there's Safebound Moving and Storage. We handle everything. Whether you're moving local or long distance, we offer a headache-free experience, just the way moving should be. Get your free quote today at safeboundmoving.com, because every move should feel safe with Safebound.
It's Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the pitch. Here's Ken LaVicka.
Mike Rizzo filling in for Ken LaVicka. We are live at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. Oscar Gonzalez, our OG on-site producer, is to my right. And back at the City Play Studios is my good friend Colin Russo, making sure we are over the air. 1-0 is your halftime score. Charlotte on top of Inter Miami. I speculated during the halftime report, a bit about who could possibly be coming off of the bench for Inter Miami. Obviously, the player that comes to mind is Marcelo Wagon. Ian Frey, right back, is on a yellow card. He picked it up in the 22nd minute. I'm not sure how long Javier Mascherano is going to let Ian Frey play in the second half on a card. Frey has been involved in a couple of dangerous, tackles and plays throughout the first half as well. I actually think he's been pretty good going forward. He had a nice cross to Jordi Alba on the opposite side post, on the far post, but I believe Alba was called offsides on it. But Ian Frey, I think, could be coming off sooner rather than later. Players coming back onto the pitch here for the second half. Like I said, Oscar and I will keep an eye out for what substitutions could possibly be coming on after the halftime whistle and during, the second half as well. I do want to mention, too, again, there is a chance Charlotte could possibly clinch a playoff spot tonight if they beat Inter Miami. So not only they would make their streak to 9. They would make their streak to 9 games. Their winning streak to 9 games. But if they win tonight and things go their way on the MLS fixture table, they could possibly sneak into the playoffs. They would need New York Red Bulls. To drop points. And they play later on tonight. So we'll have to keep an eye. I obviously, knocking on wood, we're hoping that our Inter Miami Herons, who have more often than not had second half magic throughout the MLS and the season, we're hoping that they can pull through victory with the GOAT, Lionel Messi, and everybody else. But Inter Miami back on the pitch now. Charlotte was the first team back out onto the pitch, but Inter Miami now approaching that midfield circle to get things rolling. Once again, Sergei Boyko, the referee. Boyko went to the monitor, went to VAR early in the first half, called a foul on Lionel Messi, a spot kick, pointed to the spot, and believe it or not, I honestly God still can't believe it, but Lionel Messi had his penalty kick saved by Kaulina. He went for the cheeky chip, top left corner, and a minute and a half later, Charlotte scored, and that is 1-0. The score right now is we get the ball rolling in the second half. Maxi Falcone plays it to Aviles. Inter Miami probing from their defense. Falcone plays to Alba. Alba, far left side. Switches it to Falcone, right back to Aviles. Aviles now, big switch to the right side. Ian Frey. Frey recycles it back to Aviles. Aviles back to Frey. Inter Miami trying to work through this Charlotte press as Rodrigo de Paul now has it. He goes back to Aviles. Brant Bronico pestering Oscar Ustari, who gets it back to Aviles. Aviles, big switch down the field. Can Allende win a ball in the air? And Tim Ream with them stride for stride. Kaulina rips the ball, and Charlotte wins possession. This is Nathan Byrne. Byrne recycles to Tim Ream. Ream to Malanda. Malanda winding up and makes his pass. That one is to Tokolamati. Tokolamati wins a throw-in. So Charlotte will have a throw-in in Inter Miami territory. Far side out of bounds line, right outside of Inter Miami's right side box. As Diani plays it back to Ashley Westwood. Now here is Malanda. Malanda, 10 yards outside of the midfield mark. Plays it back to Ream, center circle. Ream, long pass to Zaha, who's deep in Inter Miami territory. Now Zaha with a pass into Bronico. Bronico plays it into Tokolamati and a goal. Brant Bronico to Idan Tokolamati. 47th minute, Idan Tokolamati makes it a brace, and Inter Miami now down 2-0 to Charlotte at Bank of America Stadium. It was a beautiful setup by Wilfred Zaha. Zaha played in Brant Bronico on the box. Bronico with a beautiful cross to Tokolamati, grounder cross. And once again, Tokolamati finding the back of the net. He is on fire, folks. That is his 9th goal in his last 12 games played. Unbelievable. Idan Tokolamati, the Israeli, is on fire. Yeah, good pass. Good pass by Brant Bronico. Ustari too late to rush the ball out of Tokolamati's possession. Actually, it was a one-timer to Tokolamati. Ustari too late, reacted too late to that cross. But, oh, man. 2-0. Charlotte up on our Herons as ball is played. 48th minute. Messi dispossessed. Here is Vargas. Deep pass to Tokolamati in Inter Miami territory as Sergio Busquets thwarts it. And here's Ian Frey. Ian Frey crosses midfield. Right side. Frey plays it back to DePaul. DePaul probing midfield. DePaul knew there was going to be a foul. Yeah. Referee called advantage play. DePaul stops play. Free kick to Inter Miami. Brant Bronico with a lot of words to Rodrigo DePaul on that. Ian Frey right outside of Charlotte's box tries to play a turbo ball past Nathan Byrne. He gets dispossessed, and it's going to be a goal kick for Charlotte. 49th minute, 2-0 Charlotte. Idan Tokolamati. 2 goals in the game. He is on a brace. Brant Bronico with the assist this time to Tokolamati. Kerwin Vargas had the assist to him early on in the first half. Yep, offsides, thought so. It was a deep pass from the Charlotte defense, and Brant Bronico was labeled offsides by the lines judge. 49th minute, 2-0 Charlotte, Bank of America Stadium. Mike Rizzo filling in for the voice of the Inter Miami Herons, Ken Levica. My OG, on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez, here with me. Colin Russo back at the City Place studios. And yeah, there's the replay. I mean, it was a beautiful play by Wilfred Zaha to play in Bronico to the box. What did I tell you? My buddy who covered this team tells me Zaha makes the hockey assist. You saw that right there. Zaha playing Bronico, and then Bronico to Tokolamati. Inter Miami looking threatening, left side of Charlotte's box. Allende played in, and he goes to ground. No whistle by the referee. I think the referee's pointing for a goal kick. So it was a nice pass from Jordi Alba into the Inter Miami box. Allende almost ended up on the other side of it, but he was guarded closely by Malanda, and he went to ground, obviously, looking maybe for a spot kick, but the referee had none of it. And if anything, Malanda wanted a foul on Allende. Waiting for a play to be resumed, but I believe this is going to be a goal kick. Allende still banged up, reaching for that left ankle. 50 minutes gone by in the second half. 2-0 Charlotte on top of our Herons. Charlotte going for their 9th win in a row. It would tie the Seattle Sounders for the longest MLS winning streak in the modern history. Charlotte looking threatening. Here's Marshall Ruddy. Big switch to Wilfred Zaha. Zaha with a beautiful skill move to keep the ball in play. Diani looking for Brant Bronico, dispossessed by Busquets. DePaul has it. DePaul trying to find Messi. Turnover. Charlotte has it. Zaha, left side of the pitch in Inter Miami territory. Dispossessed by Frey. Frey's pass to Aviles. Aviles gives it right back to Charlotte. Charlotte recycles to their defense. Now Marshall Ruddy with a big pass to Vargas. Back to Ruddy. Ruddy to Malanda. Malanda, quick dump pass to Kalina, and they will recycle. Kalina with a big boot. Gives possession back to Inter Miami. Falcone back to Ustari. And now Ustari right back to Falcone. 52nd minute, Charlotte up 2-0. Bank of America Stadium. Idan Tokolamati on a brace. Kerwin Vargas for Charlotte. The left winger has a brace, as well as the central midfielder Brant Bronico with an assist. So Vargas and Bronico with the assists, Idan Tokolamati with the goals. Lionel Messi had a penalty kick in the first half, which was saved by Kalina. He went for a chip shot, top left corner. Kalina met him at the spot. And Inter Miami, no goals so far. 52 minutes in the second half, 2-0 Charlotte. Maxi Falcone, beautiful pass to Alba. Alba, left side of Charlotte's box, blocked by Jakili Marshall Ruddy, whose name I've called a lot in this second half. He's been very active for Charlotte. Rodrigo DePaul right outside of the midfield circle in Charlotte territory. Plays far right side, near side to Frey. Frey right back to DePaul, and they recycle to the defense. Aviles into Allende. Allende dispossessed in Charlotte territory, about 10 yards from the box circle of Charlotte. Now Inter Miami recycles to Oscar Ustari. Aviles. Back to Falcone. Not a lot of pace right now for Inter Miami. They're down 2-0. If I'm Coach Mascherano on that sideline, maybe a couple of substitutions, maybe something to get this going, and too much standing around and passing the ball around in the defense right now. Busquets gets it to DePaul. Here's something. DePaul, midfield line. Big switch to Segovia. Segovia, left side box of Charlotte, and it's a handball. It'll be a free kick for Inter Miami, 2 yards outside of the left side box of Charlotte, and a card shown. That card is going to be shown to Jakili Marshall Ruddy. Ask and you shall receive, Mike Rizzo. He's asking for some up-tempo from Inter Miami, and A handball, obviously not in the box, folks, so not a penalty kick, but it's going to be a free kick, like I said, about 3 yards outside of Charlotte's box. Left side for Inter Miami as they are attacking from left to right. Messi stands over. 54 minutes. 54 minutes have gone by in the second half. Allende and Bright jockeying for position. Whistle is blown. Messi crosses it in, and Segovia ends up with it in the box as he was looking for a backheel pass. No one was there. He had to cancel the pass, and a card is shown. It looks like it's going to be a foul. Waiting to see who it's on as Sergei Boyko reached for his pocket and grabbed a card. And it is going to be on Telasco Segovia. So, 55th minute, Segovia, a booking. Noah Allen, substitution time for Inter Miami. Noah Allen coming onto the pitch, waiting to see who he came on for. Yannick Bright is the one that is off. So Yannick Bright off, Noah Allen on. Yannick Bright off, Noah Allen on in the 55th minute, the first substitution of the game. Charlotte boots the ball out of bounds. Noah Allen with a throw-in, far side touchline in Charlotte territory. DePaul to Segovia, still on that left side. Messi on that left side, probing towards the box. His pass blocked. Here's Alba cross into the box, thwarted by Malanda, and a quarter kick coming up for Inter Miami. All Inter Miami corners presented by Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath. Visit foryourrights.com. That is foryourrights.com for 35 years representing injured people and their families. A quick corner. Messi had it right outside of that circle of Charlotte, but blocked as Kalina now will grasp it, and Charlotte's on the counter. This is Brant Bronico inching past midfield. Bronico in Inter Miami territory. Bronico, big switch to the middle. Diani inching closer to Inter Miami's box. Diani right outside it now. He puts a shot and saved Oscar Ustari. So that one will count as on target, even as pathetic as it is, but Oscar Ustari meets it. Ian Frey now in trouble, his side of the box in Inter Miami territory, and rolls out for a throw-in. Diani going to take the throw-in, left side of Inter Miami's box, by the way. He'll relinquish it to, I believe, who's going to come on for that? Marshall Ruddy? No, it's going to be Nathan Byrne. Couple of players warming up for our Herons. We'll keep an eye on substitutions. 57 minutes have gone by. Charlotte up 2-0. Edon Tokolamati is on a brace. Brant Bronico and Kerwin Vargas with the 2 assists to Tokolamati. Tokolamati 9 goals in 12 games. 9 goals in his last 12 games, excuse me. Rodrigo DePaul wins it off the throw-in. Oscar Ustari now ready to boot it away from his box, and he does. Finds Jordi Alba with a header. He was looking for Tadio Allende, and Inter Miami turns it over. Westwood to Diani. Diani, center circle of midfield, plays Zaha, near side, left side. Zaha inching closer to Inter Miami's box, dispossessed, a fight for it, and it'll roll to Charlotte's defense, and Tim Ream, longtime United States men's national player, former Premier League player, will recycle. Malanda trying to find somewhere to go. He finds Diani. Back to Malanda. Malanda, big switch to Wilfred Zaha, and Ian Frey wins possession. Frey recycles to Aviles. Aviles to Falcone. Falcone back to Aviles, and Aviles will give it back to Oscar. 59 minutes have gone by. Second half, Charlotte up 2-0. Lionel Messi had his penalty kick saved in the first half. He was fouled in the box, was awarded a PK, went for the cheeky chip top left. He was met by the goalkeeper for Charlotte, Kalina. And that's when things really went sour for our Herons. A minute and a half later, Tokolamati would score his first goal, halftime, and then very early in the second half, Tokolamati got his second goal. Charlotte just recycling to their defense. Now Inter Miami slaps on the press. Ian Frey fouled Zaha. And Frey's on a yellow. Actually, they're going to call this on Zaha. I thought so. A throw-in awarded to Inter Miami. And as Rodrigo de Paul forgot the ball, and good recover. Give him some credit there. Segovia right smack dab in the middle of midfield. Plays Noah Allen, far left side. Still on that left side touchline. Now back to the middle of the midfield spot. Sergio now joining the attack. Sergio dribbling outside of the box, tries playing Messi, looking for a foul, no call. Referee says play on. As Maxi Falcone ends up with it in Inter Miami's defense. Noah Allen, far left side touchline. Back to Falcone. Inter Miami defending on the left, attacking on the right. Charlotte defending the right, attacking on the left. Ian Frey near right side. Past midfield, he's dribbling towards midfield, and that's got to be a foul, and it is. That's Jabril Diani. Maybe a card, sir? Doesn't reach for his pocket. Looked like a card to me. Referee stops play to check on Frey. Frey's all right. He's going to limp that one off. Lionel Messi standing over it in Charlotte territory, about 30 yards outside of the box of Charlotte. Players lining up right on that box touchline. Messi sends one in, caught by Kalina. 61st minute, 2-0. Charlotte on top of Inter Miami. Tim Ream. To Malanda. Couple of scores around the MLS. Columbus up 5-3, 0-0. Nashville and Cincinnati. 1-0. Seattle and LA. 3-1. LAFC and San Jose. And still plenty of games we played tonight. Colorado and Houston, Real Salt Lake and Kansas City. Plenty more MLS action to happen today and tomorrow and tonight, rather. Sorry. Falcone to Segovia. Falcone, far side touchline, will play back to Ustari. Inter Miami playing out of the defense. 62nd minute, needs something here. Needs some sort of threatening attack. Got to be on the front heel here. Down 2-0 in the 62nd minute. Noah Allen, far side touchline. Dispossessed by Marshall Ruddy. Tokolamati plays in Diani. Wilfred Zaha with space. Here comes Byrne on a run. Nathan Byrne. Left side of Inter Miami's box. He halts play. Ian Frey with a nice block. Zaha ends up with it, and he gets dispossessed right inside of the box, left side of Inter Miami, and a foul. Miami going to have a free kick right outside of their box, but Wilfred Zaha shoved Ian Frey from the back, and the referee blew his whistle. No card, no booking. But in the 63rd minute, Inter Miami gets back possession. Segovia to Messi. Messi across the midfield line to Allende. Near side, right side, back to Messi. Messi inching closer to the box. Segovia to Busquets. Messi, big switch to Noah Allen. Left side to Alba. Alba cross in, looking for Allende for post, and it's blocked. Allende got something on target. Good ball by Jordi Alba. Tadio Allende got a big boot on the end of it, and we're going to have a corner presented by Lytle Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath. Visit foryourrights.com. They've been serving injured people and their families for 35 years. Falcone looking for a header in the box. This was the quickest corner I've ever seen in my life. They went short, but Inter Miami already has to play back to their defense. God, you think they might have taken their time on that corner. 64th minute, 2-0 Charlotte on top of our Herons. The only substitution in the game was Noah Allen coming on for Yannick Bright. Ian Frey still playing with the yellow card. Talasco Segovia on a yellow card. He is still in the game as well. Marshall Ruddy. Jaquili Marshall Ruddy on the other side for Charlotte is another player playing on a yellow. Charlotte has possession, near side touchline. Byrne making a run. He crosses midfield. Gets it to Zaha. Zaha with some skills, and he gets fouled. Skill moves by Zaha lead it to the Ian Frey foul. It's been a battle with Ian Frey and Wilfred Zaha on that left side. God, Zaha's been everywhere. Like I said, man, Zaha, he has the hockey assist. And on both goals, he had the pass leading to the assist leading to the goals. He is always dangerous. Crystal Palace Centurion, former Manchester United Red Devil, played for Galatasaray in the Turkey League. Flight 1 over there. Charlotte now has the ball outside of Inter Miami's right box. It was a big switch by the keeper. And I believe that's a goal kick. I don't believe Idan Tokolamati hit that off of anybody. And it will be an Oscar Ustari goal kick. 65 and a half minutes gone by, 2-0. 2-0, Charlotte on top of our Herons. Segovia plays Noah Allen right on that midfield touchline left side. No recycle. Falcone to Aviles. Rodrigo DePaul, near side far right touchline. DePaul inching closer to midfield. Now gets it to the left side. Maxi Falcone. Falcone, middle center circle to DePaul. DePaul to Aviles. Aviles to play, near side, right side touchline. He'll retreat back to the defense. No one's home. Good golly. Toto Aviles had to make a sliding tackle, and I believe that's a card, and it is. Toto Aviles picks up a yellow card. Ian Frey went backwards to nobody. He had to recover. Yeah, he got it. Never a red. Let's get that clear. Never a red, but definitely a yellow card. I blame Frey. I blame Ian Frey, who passed it back to nobody. Now, he was getting pestered by Nathan Byrne. I'll tell you what, I've been really impressed by the fullbacks for Charlotte. They've joined the attack. They've gotten back on defense. They're covering a lot of ground out there. I think they're taking advantage of Inter Miami not having some guys available. Like Suarez and Abando, Fafa Pico. You know, Rodrigo DePaul's coming off that right side. DePaul's usually a central midfielder. Charlotte's recycling the ball. 67 minutes gone by. 2-0. Charlotte on top of Miami. Byrne. Big switch to the midfield, but Inter Miami's there, and now it's played to Ian Frey, near side touchline. Back to the middle of the field of Inter Miami's defense is Falcone. Far side touchline, left side, Noah Allen. Allen will send it back to Falcone, back to Ustari. Ustari to Aviles. Inter Miami has been on their side of the pitch more often than not, folks. Being down 2-0. Gotta find Messi's foot somehow, some way. Gotta find that magic. 67th minute, 58, 59, now 68 minutes have gone by. Inter Miami's still playing pitter-patter on their end. The press is on for Charlotte. Ustari finally boots it away as Ian Frey loses a header. Good job there by Byrne. Zaha, near side, left side touchline to Diani. Charlotte in Inter Miami territory, and now they recycle back to the defense in Tim Ream. Ream, barking his orders, makes a move, near side touchline, left side to Byrne. Byrne passes back to the keeper, and Kalina with a big boot. Ian Frey wins a header. Back to Aviles. Aviles gets it to Ustari. And Ustari's trying to find someone, and so a whole lot of passing around in Inter Miami's defense right now as Messi gives a nice ball to Frey. Frey on a run. Frey still going right outside of Charlotte's box, finally dispossessed. Here's Ashley Westwood. Westwood back to Marshall Ruddy. Marshall Ruddy plays it back to Kalina, and listen, Charlotte will do this all night up 2-0. They'll recycle back to their defense happily up 2-0. It's going to be a Charlotte throw. Couple of substitutions coming on for Inter Miami. Marcello Weigant is going to come on for Ian Frey. And believe it or not, folks, the young Daniel Pinter from the MLS Pro Team Inter Miami CF2 squad is going to come on. So a striker in Daniel Pinter making his top flight debut. He's coming on for Telasco Segovia, who's on the yellow. That makes a ton of sense. I actually like that a lot. Needed to change something. You can't keep passing it in your defense down 2-0. Weigant, the recently substituted Weigant for Ian Frey, has it. He plays it back to Aviles. 70 minutes have gone by. Charlotte up 2-0. For those of you just joining us, Idan Tokolamati is on a brace for Charlotte. Kerwin Vargas and Brant Bronico had the 2 assists to the young striker. Tokolamati has 9 goals in his last 12 games. And then the GOAT, Lionel Messi, believe it or not, I still can't believe it, missed a penalty kick in the first half. And folks, that's really when this game got turned upside down. Charlotte scored a minute and a half later in the first half, and then early on in the 47th minute, Idan Tokolamati made it 2-0. The recently substituted Weigant tried finding Pinter in the box, but Charlotte recovers. And Kalina catches it. Wilfred Zaha, certainly an active player. He's got 48 touches tonight, Wilfred Zaha. I told you he's got 2 hockey assists in this game too. He's really been a threat for Charlotte. Ustari now pestered by Tokolamati. The wave has started here at Bank of America Stadium. 71st minute, 2-0 Charlotte. Ustari plays DePaul. Inter Miami's got to get something going here, folks. DePaul dribbling towards the midfield mark. Gets it to Busquets. Now Busquets, nice pass. Messi. Messi plays on Allende. Allende, 1-on-1, blocked! Unbelievable save by Kalina. DePaul tries to find Messi on the rebound, and it rolls out of bounds. But good golly! Tadio Allende was in on goal. What a save by Kalina! What a pass by Messi, too. Oh, Lordy! Kalina with a right boot went right, or excuse me, went left and blocked it with his right boot. Unbelievable save. That's his second save of the game. Oh, Allende again in on goal. I don't mind the strike, but what a save. He went left and his right boot extended and blocked it. Inter Miami's got a 2xG and no goals to show for it. Kalina's on his head. 73rd minute, Charlotte with possession. And he's offsides. Raise your flag. Nope. No, he's on. Zaha. Left side of Inter Miami's box. Zaha. Couple of skill moves. Plays off to Diani. Diani. Right outside of the box. Now recycled the Burn. Still in Inter Miami territory. Now Burn goes to the midfield mark, where there's a big switch to the right side touchline. Vargas gets it to the middle of the box. Bronico plays in Vargas, and what a stop by Noah Allen. Somehow Bronico ends up with it. He had a shot on goal, but it was blocked. Charlotte's still with possession as Diani was looking for Zaha, and Zaha cannot believe that ball was played to him. As the referee blows his whistle now, I believe an Inter Miami player still on the ground, Maxi Falcone, grabbing for his right leg. 74 minutes have gone by. Charlotte 2, Miami 0. Miami, or Herons, have a 2xG. Tadio Allende had a great strike on goal, but somehow, some way, Kaulina going to his left saves it with his right boot. Pep Beal coming on for Charlotte. Pep Beal will sub off Bronico. Bronico is on a yellow, but he also had an assist in the game. But Pep Beal, who is second in the MLS in assists, has missed the last couple of games for Charlotte. A usual starter for Charlotte, was available off the bench tonight. He's getting minutes in the 74th minute. Trying to see this one through for Charlotte, as if they win tonight, Charlotte will tie the longest winning streak in MLS modern history. They would tie the Seattle Sounders with 9 straight games won. Inter Miami with the missed penalty kick by Lionel Messi in the first half and the unbelievable save that Kaulina had on Tadio Allende. Somehow, some way, they still have 0, 2-0 Charlotte. Inter Miami now, you see the urgency there as Nathan Byrne getting pressed by Weygant. Byrne gets it to the midfield mark. Far side, right side line to Vargas. Vargas inching closer to that far side touchline. Now they play it back to Marshall Ruddy. Diani now at the midfield line. Big switch, near side, left side touchline to Zaha. Zaha, man, is a wonder on the ball. Diani plays it to the middle now. Tokolamati right outside of the box. He plays in Vargas. Vargas in Inter Miami's box. Vargas makes a move. Vargas shoots and blocked! What a slide tackle by Toto Aviles. Let's see the replay here. This was beautiful build-up play again by Charlotte. Tokolamati finds Vargas. Vargas takes Noah Allen one-on-one, and Toto Aviles, mate. What a slide tackle. He had Ustari beat. If Aviles doesn't make that, that might be 3. The recently substituted Pep Beal on the corner for Charlotte. Beal crosses it in, and Inter Miami able to clear. A couple of guys running in for the corner, but Inter Miami did a good job of clearing it. 77 minutes have gone by, 2-0. Charlotte on top of our Herons. Kaulina gets it to Marshall Ruddy, to Tim Ream. Now back to Kaulina in his own box. Kaulina with a big boot to Beal. Beal unable to make the header as Inter Miami now wins possession, and immediately Jordi Alba turns it over, and a foul is going to be called on Weygant and a card. So the recently substituted Marcelo Weygant gets a booking. He came on for Ian Frey, who is on a yellow, and now in the 77th minute, Marcelo Weygant, a booking. God, Wilfred Zaha, tell you what, he's a walking yellow card for our Inter Miami fullbacks tonight. Nobody can keep up with this man on the left side. 78th minute, our Herons down 2-0. Near side, left side touchline is where Charlotte's going to work. They recycle it back to Byrne in the defense. Byrne with a big switch. Far side, right side touchline is Marshall Ruddy. Now Pep Beal in Inter Miami territory, inching closer to the midfield circle. A good tackle by Busquets. No whistle. It seemed like every single player on the pitch thought there was going to be a whistle, but no whistle. As Charlotte now recycles back to Kaulina. Kaulina to Westwood. Westwood back to Kaulina. As Charlotte now probably getting a big boot from Kaulina. There it is. As Tokolamati was held up. It was a good pass. Gosh, it was a good pass by Kaulina. It was a good pass by Kaulina, and now we have a double yellow and a red card. That is Toto Aviles. So a red card for Aviles. who picked up 2 yellows. This is his second time being sent off in the MLS. NYCFC, he picked up a red in match week 1, where Inter Miami ended up drawing NYCFC, but Aviles scored in that game and then got a red. And now with 2 yellow cards, he gets sent off. He saved the goal, being honest. Idan Tokolamadi had a beautiful pass from the goalkeeper, Kalina. That's the picture I was trying to paint. And then the referee reached for his pocket the second time to Aviles. So what happens now is Noah Allen, who's subbed on for Bright, will go to that center back spot, and Inter Miami will play with 3 in the midfield instead of 4. 2-0, 79th minute. Charlotte on top of our Herons. Our Herons down to 10 men after Toto Aviles recently got sent off. Let's get you, if you're just joining us, let's get you caught up on the action. Idan Tokolamadi has a brace in the game as Inter Miami turns it over. But Tokolamadi brace in the game with assists from Brant Bronico and Kerwin Vargas. Lionel Messi missed a penalty kick in the first half, and I think that's really where things went wrong. Inter Miami had a chance to go up 1-0. Kalina matched Messi, who guessed top left corner with a cheeky chip. They scored a minute and a half after that. And then in the 47th minute, right out of halftime, they got their second goal with Tokolamadi. Wilfred Zaha has been brilliant in the game. Couple of hockey assists. The pass leading to the assist, leading to the goal for Zaha tonight. Falcone will try to play in the young Pinter, who subbed on as Messi tried finding Pinter dispossessed. Now Charlotte's on the counter. Pep Beal, pass to Vargas. Vargas looking threatening, right outside Inter Miami's box. Plays in Beal and thwarted by Maxi Falcone. Going to be a throw-in, far side, right side touchline for Charlotte. Referee Sergei Boyko blows his whistle as we have a substitution for Charlotte. Abada will be coming on for Kerwin Vargas. So Kerwin Vargas, who has an assist on the game, will be taken off. He played brilliant. Let's give him credit. Kerwin Vargas played brilliant. Nice assists on the night. He gets clapped off by the crowd. And getting subbed on is Leo Abada, who will try to see Charlotte through to victory, the 23-year-old Israeli. Beal recycles to his defense. Nathan Byrne finds Diani, near side, left side touchline in Inter Miami territory, finds Zaha. Zaha will recycle to Tim Ream. 82 minutes gone by, Charlotte up 2-0, Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. Tim Ream, barking orders, finds Wilfred Zaha. Zaha, great pass to Tokolamadi. Tokolamadi looking dangerous as Sergio Busquets able to force him to pass. Now back to Zaha, near side, left side touchline. He's near the box. He gets a pass in the box. Zaha in the box. Here's Wilfred Zaha. He's tackled by Sergio, and the referee points to the spot. I believe we have a penalty. It's gonna go against Sergio Busquets. Wilfred Zaha drawing the penalty. He's been dangerous all night, been cooking defenders. It was a beautiful backheel pass from Tokolamadi. Zaha had all the defenders beat, and poor Sergio had to go to ground. Sergio can't believe it. And I'm waiting to see who's going to take the penalty. It's going to be Idan Tokolamadi, who is trying to make it a hat trick. 83rd minute. Referee Sergei Boyko pointed to the spot as Wilfred Zaha drew the penalty. And Idan Tokolamadi trying to make it a hat trick. Inter Miami playing with 10 men as Tokolamadi approaches, shoots, and scores. Never a doubt. Idan Tokolamadi with a hat trick. Toko Amadi, 10 goals. 10 goals now in his last 12 games. And folks, 84th minute, Charlotte up 3-0. It's looking like they will tie Seattle for the largest win streak in modern MLS history. Toko Amadi, a young player that head gaffer Dean Smith has been ranting and raving about. And I think we're seeing why up close and personal. Inter Miami down to 10 men, folks. 85th minute. Toto Aviles got a double yellow. He was sent off. Second time Aviles has picked up a red card in an MLS fixture. I don't think Charlotte's done. A cross into Zaha, and Zaha sailed it. Thank goodness. Beautiful pass from Pep Beal. Wilfred Zaha had an open net. Thankfully, he sailed it. Yeah, he just missed that. Now, Zaha, you know, if that's his only mistake of the night, I think head gaffer Dean Smith will take that to the bank. Inter Miami now playing out of the back. Here's Maxi Falcone. Plays Noah Allen. Noah Allen filling in for Aviles. Obviously, you want two center backs, folks. Allen had to come back to the center back position. Believe it or not, he subbed on Yannick Bright. Allen was kind of playing in the middle, far left side, but now he has to play center back with being down to 10 men. 86 minutes have gone by, 3-0. Charlotte on top. Maxi Falcone will play it to Pinter, the recently subbed on Daniel Pinter. Pinter came on for Talasco Segovia. Pinter, part of that MLS Next Pro Team Inter Miami CF2 squad, was recently signed with Alan Abando and Luis Suarez, Inter Miami's two strikers, being unavailable for the match. Suarez unavailable for spitting on a Seattle staffer. And then Alan Abando still dealing with that nagging hamstring injury. But all news says he might be back by late September. This actually won't be the longest winning streak in the MLS if you count the post-shootout era. What are you talking about, Riz? So before the modern era, folks, the LA Galaxy had 15 wins in a row from 1997 to 1998. But we call the, quote, modern era, that's the current era we're playing in the MLS. Seattle has the longest win streak with 9. And in the 87th minute, listen, I don't expect there to be a lot of extra time presented by your local South Florida Audi dealer. Visit AudiUSA.com to learn more. That's AudiUSA.com to learn more. I'm not expecting there to be a lot of extra time with it being 3-0 and Inter Miami on a red card. But it looks like Charlotte is going to be able to tie that streak. This will make Charlotte 9-1 in their last 10. Excuse me, 9-1-0. So 9 wins and 1 draw if they win tonight in their last 10 games. A truly impressive run. Truly impressive run by Charlotte, their gaffer Dean Smith, and their players. 88th minute, Inter Miami in Charlotte territory. Marcelo Weigand with a cross to the far post. No one's home. And that's going to be an Inter Miami corner presented by Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath. Visit foryourrights.com. That is foryourrights.com. They have been treating injured people and their families, representing injured people and their families for 35 years. Visit foryourrights.com. Jordi Alba will play it out to Rodrigo de Paul, about 15 yards outside of the box. 88 minutes and counting. About to be 89 here, 55. Inter Miami and Alba with a cross in. Nobody's home. And we have reached the 89th minute of the fixture. Inter Miami will be playing this Tuesday. DC United will be visiting Fort Lauderdale. The voice of the Inter Miami Herons, Ken LaVicka, will be back on the call for that one. I'll be back at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. This is your Inter Miami Radio Network. My OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez, to my right. Always appreciate our OG. My good friend, Colin Russo, back at the City Place Studios, making sure we're over the air. Lionel Messi outside of the box. He lays off to Weigand. Messi inside of the box and offsides. We're about 10 seconds from finding out what extra time is going to be. I wouldn't be surprised if the referee just blows his whistle, as Charlotte has taken their grand old time, and we do have a substitution coming on. This is going to be Smalls coming on for Idan Tokolamadi. So Tokolamadi will get clapped off in the 90th minute. A hat trick for Idan Tokolamadi, the young Israeli. Best game of his career, his first ever MLS hat trick. And he will get clapped off in a big way by this Charlotte crowd. Coming on for him is Smalls. And I believe there are 3 minutes of extra time. 3 minutes of extra time brought to you by your local South Florida Audi dealer. Visit AudiUSA.com to learn more. Test drive the brand new Q6 e-tron. As Charlotte looked threatening. Charlotte looked threatening on an attack, but we have 3 minutes of added time here in Charlotte, which is, my OG and I were, goodness, we're 10 men down 3-0. Messi, ball played in by Busquets, as a fantastic job by Nathan Byrne and Adelson Malanda to thwart the attack. 91-20 and counting, 3-0, Charlotte on top. Diani approaches the midfield line. He'll play on Smalls. Smalls plays it to Pep Beal. Beal outside of the box. Charlotte looking dangerous inside of the box. Beal has it back again. He goes for a finesse top left corner, and it sails over Oscar Ustari's post and out of bounds. Once again, if you're just joining us, Idan Tokolamadi with the hat trick. 1 goal in the first half, 2 goals in the second half, had a penalty kick, had a PK goal in the second half. That is your 3-0 score. And then really where things went backwards, folks. Lionel Messi missed a penalty kick in the first half. He went for the cheeky chip, and Kalina, Charlotte keeper, met him there. I will say this too, Tadio Allende had a great strike on goal, and Kalina met him at the spot. Inter Miami has a 2xG, and they might finish this one with no goals, but Messi looking threatening outside of the box, and he gets thwarted out of bounds as Marcelo Weigand will come in for the throw. 92-37, 38-39. We're about 20 seconds away from full time here in Charlotte. Charlotte 3-0. Our Herons down to 10 men. Toto Aviles shown 2 yellow cards in the match and had to exit. Messi right outside of the box plays on Alba. Alba inside of the box plays a cross in, and that one is thwarted by Malanda. And there is your 93 minutes. Waiting on the whistle from the referee. Inter Miami throws it in. And Inter Miami passing it around in the center midfield circle to Alba. Alba plays it far side to Messi. Messi tried to header to Allende. Charlotte thwarts it, and that's the game. Charlotte FC ties Seattle. 9 games won. A 9-game win streak for Charlotte after they beat our Inter Miami Herons 3-0 at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. The celebration is on for Charlotte and their fans. The 9 games in a row ties the Seattle Sounders, who won 9 games in a row last. If the New York Red Bulls drop points tonight as well, Charlotte will solidify themselves in the MLS playoffs. Idan Tokolamadi had a hat trick, 3 goals. 1 penalty kick, and then 2 brilliant one-touch, one-timer goals. Brant Bronico had an assist. Kerwin Vargas had an assist. Pep Beal subbed on for Brant Bronico. Pep Beal has been unavailable for the last couple of games for Charlotte. And it's a night to celebrate for Charlotte. Our Herons now 0-1-2 in their last 3. They dropped their last 2, losing tonight. They lost to Seattle, and then they tied DC United. And I'll tell you more about it when we come back. This is your Inter Miami Radio Network. Charlotte, big winners, 3-0. The postgame show up next.
The road is calling. Embrace the thrill of the drive with the fully electric Audi Q6 e-tron. Featuring effortless power, serious acceleration, and advanced Audi tech. The next chapter of Audi is here. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Hey, it's Theo Dorsey. My favorite time of year is here, football season. And if you're a fan of football, you need to be playing Prize Picks. It's simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. Will Saquon Barkley have more or less than 1 rushing touchdown? Will Joe Burrow throw more or less than 2.5 passing touchdowns? If your picks are right, you can cash in. Prize Picks also puts their users first, so all withdrawals are fast and safe and secure. They offer Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account all football season. We make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Download the app today and use code THEOD to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code THEOD to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Download the ESPN South Florida app today and get the latest on local shows like Theoretically Speaking and Russo and Rizzo. Get some ESPN podcasts or get the high school sports updates in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast. Curious about what Mike Rizzo had to say about Aaron Rodgers? It's on the app. Wasn't able to find the score of the West Boca high school football game? It's on the app. Want to catch the Inter Miami live broadcast? You guessed it. It's on the app. Go download the ESPN South Florida app today and get your fix on all things sports right here in Palm Beach County.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
It's Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN 1063. Let's get back to the pitch. Here's Ken LaVicka.
Final score 3-0. Charlotte beating our Inter Miami Herons. Edon Tokolamati with a hat trick. Welcome on into your post-game show. We are powered by your local South Florida Audi dealer. Visit AudiUSA.com to learn more. That is AudiUSA.com to learn more. Let's get you your match stats. Inter Miami dominating possession. 58% to Charlotte's 42. XG, Charlotte beating out Inter Miami 2.37 to Inter's 1.88. 20 total shots in the game, 10 split right down the middle. 4 big chances for Charlotte, 3 big chances for the Inter Miami Herons. It's one, I don't want to say it's closer than it seems. Whenever you see 3-0 and a red card, folks, you might think that it was just completely out of control from the jump. But quickly, Lionel Messi missed a penalty kick. I cannot remember the last time that happened. Charlotte scored a minute and a half after that. Edon Tokolamati scored in the 47th minute. Tadio Allende in the second half was one-on-one with the keeper, Kalina. He had a strike on target. Kalina guessed the wrong way, but somehow saved it with his right foot. When we return, we'll talk more about what's going on around the MLS. But final score 3-0. Charlotte ties the Seattle Sounders for the longest win streak in MLS history. You're listening to your Inter Miami Radio Network.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or BradleyAir.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Football season is here, and the ultimate game day headquarters is Twin Peaks. Whether it's college Saturdays or NFL Sundays, catch every kickoff, every touchdown, every Hail Mary right here at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. From scratch-made favorites to ice-cold 29-degree draft beers, Twin Peaks is delivering all the winning plays. Looking for a stronger lineup? No one does game day like Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks, come for the game, stay for the experience.
Racetrack is proud to support our local high school football teams. Whether it's Friday night lights or tailgate parties, Racetrack has whatever gets you going to fuel all the gridiron excitement this fall. Grab your favorite snacks, crispy chips, delicious Nathan's hot dogs, sweet treats, or our house-made pizza slices. Don't forget to quench your thirst with a variety of ice-cold drinks. Racetrack, your one-stop shop to fuel your football Fridays.
Tina, I've been looking everywhere for you.
Hey, Colin, what's up?
How's the gym?
It's been great. I'm seeing results. My sports-certified Vitacost products have made a world of difference.
Oh, same. Isn't it great? Vitacost is basically the reason I've been able to keep up with Ironman training. Everything you need is in one place for my BCAAs, protein, and electrolytes. Best part, it's all clean and free of banned substances.
Go re-up on your supplements today. Visit Vitacost.com and use code ESPN20 for 20% off. Level up your game with Vitacost.
PNC Bank salutes you, Soccer on the Radio listener. While others will just read about the match, you're laser focused on every detail. At PNC Bank, we get it. We're all in on helping you make smart money moves and score your financial goals. See how at pnc.com/brilliantlyboring. PNC Bank, proud banking sponsor of Inter Miami CF radio broadcasts and Brilliantly Boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
The pink smoke is in the air. This is the Inter Miami postgame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Final score 3-0. Bank of America Stadium here in Charlotte. Charlotte FC defeating our Inter Miami Herons 3-0. Charlotte has now won 9 straight games in a row. They tie the Seattle Sounders, who had, or rather still have, the most wins with 9. They tie the Sounders for the longest winning streak in the modern MLS era. Let's go around the MLS and see what's happening in other games right now. So with Inter Miami losing and Charlotte winning, if New York Red Bulls drops points tonight, if they lose, then Charlotte is guaranteed a playoff spot, 1 through 9. Like, they clinch a playoff spot. So Charlotte is rooting against New York, but let's check out what's going on that MLS slate. St. Louis is up 2-0. Or rather, these are all full-time. These games are full-time. St. Louis beats Montreal 2-0. DC United drew Orlando City 1-1. FC Cincinnati beats Nashville 2-1. That was a big fixture. Cincinnati was sitting in second place in the East. Nashville was sitting in third. The New England Revolution and Toronto draw 1-1. Now games that are still going on. In the 46th minute, the Fire are tied. Chicago Fire are tied with NYCFC 1-1. 46th minute, FC Dallas up 1-0 over Austin. Halftime, San Jose is losing to the Los Angeles FC 3-1. The Seattle Sounders, who Inter Miami will see on Tuesday, are beating the LA Galaxy at home 2-1. And then in the 5th minute right now, just getting kicked off, Real Salt Lake is tied 0-0 against Sporting Kansas City. Other games that still need to happen, 9:30 start, the Rapids against the Dynamo. The Whitecaps will take on the Union at 9:35. The Union, the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference. Portland Timbers, the New York Red Bulls that I've been talking about, they are on the road at Portland at 10:30. If Portland wins that game and beats the Red Bulls, Charlotte is guaranteed a playoff spot. And then San Diego FC and Minnesota United. Final score from Charlotte, 3-0. Charlotte on a 9-game winning streak, tying Seattle for the longest winning streak in MLS history. When we return, I'll set things up coming up this Tuesday when we go back to Fort Lauderdale and Inter Miami hosts Seattle. We'll look ahead next on your Inter Miami Radio Network.
Experience the power and prestige of the new 2025 Range Rover Sport P530 Dynamic SE. Now available for lease at just $1529 a month for 36 months. With $89.95 due at signing, you'll be behind the wheel of true luxury and performance. But hurry, offers like this don't last forever. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and drive the future of sophistication. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Putting the ball behind the keeper takes lots and lots and lots of tireless work that leads to something brilliant. It's the same with PNC Bank. They take a smart, practical approach with your money so you can score brilliant financial goals. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865 and proud banking sponsor of Inter Miami CF radio broadcasts. Visit pnc.com/brilliantlyboring. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
The season is kicking off. Keep your home in the win column with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can score 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong on the field, not in your living room. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8-star rating, EDS is trusted as the MVP, and it has been since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Kick off your game day comfort and don't sweat the small stuff.
The road is calling. Embrace the thrill of the drive with the fully electric Audi Q6 e-tron. Featuring effortless power, serious acceleration, and advanced Audi tech. The next chapter of Audi is here. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Hey, it's Theo Dorsey. My favorite time of year is here, football season. And if you're a fan of football, you need to be playing Prize Picks. It's simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. Will Saquon Barkley have more or less than 1 rushing touchdown? Will Joe Burrow throw more or less than 2.5 passing touchdowns? If your picks are right, you can cash in. Prize Picks also puts their users first, so all withdrawals are fast and safe and secure. They offer Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account all football season. We make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Download the app today and use code THEOD to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code THEOD to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
The pink smoke is in the air. This is the Inter Miami Postgame Show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Final score from Bank of America Stadium, 3-0. Charlotte beating our Inter Miami Herons. Edon Tokolamati had a hat trick in the game. Kerwin Vargas, Brant Bronico and company with assists in the game for Charlotte. Lionel Messi, when it was 0-0, folks, Lionel Messi, the GOAT, missed a PK. You don't see that often. He went with a chippy to the top left corner, a little chip shot. Gold shot PlayStation Plus for everyone who plays EAFC. But Kalina guessed right. He saved it, and the game really got turned on its head after that. Tokolamati was able to score a goal a minute and a half after that. In the 47th minute, Tokolamati scored his second. And then to wrap things up in the 85th minute, Sergio Busquets picked up a penalty kick on Wilfred Zaha. Zaha, brilliant move in the box. Penalty kick, they gave it to Tokolamati for a hat trick. But final score 3-0. And with the win, Charlotte now has the longest win streak in MLS history. Tied for the longest win streak, in MLS history with the Seattle Sounders. And speaking of the Seattle Sounders, that's who Inter Miami will be doing battle on Tuesday against. So let's fast forward to Tuesday, where Inter Miami will be hosting Seattle. I will be live with the pregame show at 7 o'clock. Ken Levica, the voice of the Inter Miami Herons, will be back on site with our OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez. Last thing here before we sign off, Inter Miami on the table now, 7th. They have 46 points with 26 games played. After tonight, the Union will be at 31 points. So good news is 31 games played. Good news is Inter Miami's still 3 to 4 games behind games played on teams that are ahead of them on the Eastern Conference, but they cannot afford to keep dropping games and dropping points. The last 2 MLS fixtures for our beloved Herons, a draw and a loss, not to mention that 3-0 loss against Seattle in Leagues Cup. But I'm calling my shot. Inter Miami will right the ship against the Seattle Sounders here in Fort Lauderdale, or rather when we go back to Fort Lauderdale next Tuesday. Final score, 3-0. I want to thank Oscar Gonzalez, our OG on-site producer, for keeping us up over the airwaves here live in Charlotte. And then I want to thank my good friend Colin Russo for keeping us up at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. Everyone have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of the weekend and this beautiful night. Final score, 3-0. Inter Miami losing to Charlotte. We'll catch up with you on Tuesday. See you later. Bye.
Download the ESPN South Florida app today and get the latest on local shows like Theoretically Speaking and Russo and Rizzo. Get some ESPN podcasts or get the high school sports updates in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast. Curious about what Mike Rizzo had to say about Aaron Rodgers? It's on the app. Wasn't able to find the score of the West Boca High School football game? It's on the app. Want to catch the Inter Miami live broadcast? You guessed it. It's on the app. Go download the ESPN South Florida app today and get your fix on all things sports right here in Palm Beach County.
Anajar and Levine. Call 1-800-7473. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station. We now return to our regularly scheduled programming already in progress on ESPN 1063.